The combination of Terry Pendleton's offense and the pitching of both Charlie Lebrand and Marvin Freeman brought the Braves back to the 500 mark last night. Combined with today's results, Atlanta's in third place, but only one game back of the lead. Tonight, John Smoltz goes against Real Cormier. Watch the Braves and Cards. They're next. Again, everybody, along with Don Sutton, Skip Carey welcoming you to another night of Atlanta Braves baseball from Busch Memorial Stadium in St. Louis, where the Braves and the Cardinals met for the first time last night, and the Braves won a thriller by the score of 2-1. Braves now 3-2 on this road trip, and Don, yeah, I guess we always get greedy, but in actuality should and could be 5-0 on the trip.
I think I'd have to agree with you. In Chicago, that was definitely a gift to the Cubs. A bigger gift was that 16-inning game in Pittsburgh. The good thing that has happened, Skip, is that during this stretch, nobody has run off and hid in the National League West. The longest win streak has been that by Cincinnati. They had won 3 in a row. You see the standings right there. I believe anybody that gets hot right now and can put together a 6 or 7 game winning streak is going to vault to the top and maybe stay there for the rest of the year. What scares me just a little bit is that Cincinnati is starting to get well, and I think probably on paper the strongest team in the division. Braves need to finish up good here in St. Louis and go home and start a good homestand. They could be atop the heap.
Meanwhile, the Braves at 500 now. They haven't been over the 500 mark since April 13th. They send John Smoltz to the mound against the young left-hander Real Cormier for the Cardinals. Back with the starting lineups, the play-by-play story right after this.
Back to Busch Stadium in St. Louis on an absolutely gorgeous evening for baseball. Game 2 of the 4-game set that will go on through Monday. Let's have a look at our Turtle Wax Super Hard Shell starting lineups. Otis Nixon will lead off in center field for the Braves. Terry Pendleton, good night last night. He is hitting in the second slot and playing third. Ron Ganny's in left field. He'll bat third. Batting cleanup and playing right field, it's David Justice. Jeff Blauser moves into the 5th spot. Jeff will be at shortstop tonight. Brian Hunter is at first base. Damon Berryhill will catch and bat 7th. It's Mark Lemke at second base batting 8th, and John Smoltz is on the mound. Defensively, the Cardinals, we get our first look at Brian Jordan. He's in left field. Langford in center, Jose in right. Zeo Smith, Alicea, Guerrero make up the infield. Tom Pagnazzi behind the plate, and Real Cormier is the pitcher. He is a left-hander who changes speeds well. Off to a slow start. The earned run average respectable, but certainly not as good as he and Joe Torre would think. Maybe it's control. You see his numbers this year. It could be control. Last year, his control about as good as you want to find. 8 walks in nearly 70 innings. Not so good this year. The rap on him last year occasionally was he might throw too many in the middle of the strike zone. Sometimes you think about that and then start nibbling instead of getting ahead of the hitters. That's the starting lineup. Let's look at the umpires. The dandy Bruce Fleming behind home plate. He'll be calling balls and strikes. It's Greg Bonet down at first, and Rapuano at second, and Mike Winters is at third. Not as big a crowd as we would have expected. Last night, slightly over 40,000, in the middle 40s. Expecting more tonight, but right now not a lot of red seats showing. Cormier has completed his warm-up tosses. Nixon on his way to the plate. For the play-by-play, the senior member of this staff, and treated with great deference and respect, here's Skip Carey.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Thank you, Don. Nixon hitting .400 for the year. He's 7 out of 15 on this road trip. Cormier has never faced the Braves before. The little left-hander looks in. He's 5'10", 180-pounder. They play Otis slightly shaded toward right field. And we're underway in St. Louis. And there's a fastball high and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
Playing on turf allows you to cut down on some of Otis's hitting lanes. You don't have to bring the infielders in as far. Remember back in Atlanta, we saw Dave Magadan almost halfway to home plate. Cardinal infielders don't have to come in as far.
Fastball away. It's 2-0. Cormier, 29 hits in 25 innings. The league hitting .284 against him. The 2-0 upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. Pedro Guerrero back in the Cardinal lineup tonight. He's had a bad shoulder and some legal problems that caused him to be in St. Louis yesterday. He didn't get back until the game was underway last evening. On 4 straight, he walked one of the fastest men in baseball. Nixon 6 out of 9 in the stolen base department, and a good start for Atlanta. And one of last night's offensive heroes, along with Sid Bream, Terry Pendleton, comes to the plate. Pendleton hitting .295, 3 homers, 19 RBI. 2 out of 4 last night, scored 1, drove 1 home. He showed bunt, took a strike, 0-1. They were going to make Cormier throw a strike before anybody did anything. And he has now done that.
Terry got off to a slow start his first 12 ball games and had people wondering, is this the same swing we saw from the MVP last year? But he has really turned it up a notch his last 18 ball game, and he has the average up almost to 300.
Otis edges away, 1 foot on the turf. He's not going. It's high and outside. A ball and a strike. As Don pointed out, he's swinging the bat a heck of a lot better. Ron Gant waits on deck, and then David Justice. Jeff Blauser gets a start at shortstop tonight. Belliard has struggled with the bat on this trip. Just 3 out of 21. High and away. He's been up with everything.
And he can't pitch like that. He has to pitch down in the strike zone. He has to change speeds. Magnazzi there to talk to him. Not really sure why Pete Guerrero would come in and talk to him, except maybe give him a look over here. But as Hal Galima had researched and pointed out for us, a big change in his control this year. I don't know if it's because, Skip, that he had such a good move last year or what, but there were only 4 stolen bases attempted against Cormier, and only 1 of them successful.
Everybody returns to their positions, and we're ready to go. The Reds lost their game today. In fact, all the Western Division teams who played this afternoon finished second. The 2-1 pitch, low and inside, 3-1. That's twice in a row that Nixon has been breaking back to first base. So he hasn't figured this guy out at all yet. And
that's unusual for him, because Nixon, which is quite contrary to what you normally believe, has better success stealing against left-handers. I guess there are 2 schools of thought. Some base stealers tell you there's nothing hidden from a left-hander. You see everything they're going to do, whereas a right-hander can sometimes disguise their move.
To first, he's back easily. Well, you were good at that. In fact, you made him change the rules, didn't you?
Well, right here in this ballpark, I got in a little bit of a jam. I would come set, or not really come set. I'd have my glove in my hand apart right in front of what would be his cardinal there, and then just push them together.
Hop foul back, full count, 3-2.
Instead of coming set, you see a guy now, normally they'll put the ball in the glove, bring it up, and stop. Well, I just had the ball and the glove together in front of my chest and then just pushed it together. They were only about 3 inches apart. And Lou Brock led off with a single, and he started screaming, and next thing I know, I get a memo again.
You get as many memos in that business as I get in this one.
And most of them made about as much sense, too.
3 balls, 2 strikes. He's running. High and inside. He's walked the first 2, and the Braves have something going in the first. Pendleton draws a pass, as did Nixon, and Ron Gant, the batter. Bad news in Baltimore tonight. Bill Ripken left the game after being hit on the batting helmet by an Alex Fernandez pitch. He did, however, leave the field under his own power. So here's Ron Gant and Joe Coleman, the pitching coach, on his way to the mound. A lot of Braves fans here tonight. Nick and Gina Chance here from Lewiston, Idaho. And this is Bessie Hornbeek looking in Union City, Tennessee. The Burns family from Hernando, Mississippi. The Lehenbauers from Amory, Mississippi. And the doctor who brought me into the world, Dr. E.A. Westrup, and his son, Dr. Chuck Westrup, here at the game as well. So if you're as upset about that as a lot of people are, blame Dr. Westrup.
Got to know, too, that the Streeties down in Amory, Mississippi are tuning in. The executive chef of Old Warson Country Club. Pat Gordon is here.
The runners edge away, and Gant goes to work. He's hitting .344 with runners in scoring position. Just missed inside. 1 ball, no strikes, and Don makes the point so often when you're having trouble with your control, the borderline pitches don't go your way.
Everybody likes their task to be made as easy as possible, and certainly umpires are no different. It'd be nice just to lock into one position and call all the pitches.
He's fouled it off his body, and he may have chased a bad pitch. It looked like it was up. Count evens, had a ball and a strike. David Justice on deck, and Gant tries to walk that one out.
Yeah, you have to wonder, what would a guy like Joe Coleman, how would you handle this? Because all he had seen of Real Cormier prior to this year was zip, zip, zip strikes. Now all of a sudden he sees a guy who is having trouble throwing strikes, but it's not like he had been wild before. They had worked through it, and now he's back in it. I really don't know how a pitching coach would handle that.
He might be one of those guys, when you got your chance to get him early, you better get the job done, because he's liable to settle down later. The 1-1. Little pop foul back and out of play, and Gant is in the hole 1-2. He's struggling on this trip. Ron is just 5 out of 24.
You could see it right there, too. He could very easily be 3-0 also. You mentioned getting Cormier early versus letting him get comfortable. He is a little bit opposite from that. Last year, first 60 pitches, he held the batters to about a 150 batting average. After that, they just teed off on him and hit well over 300. So he might still be trying to build up his stamina and having to do it at the big league level.
But last year he wasn't walking guys early either, so you got that shot at him. Alisea in behind the runner, but Nixon back easily. It has been 43 trips, 43 official at-bats for Ron Gant since he homered.
Don't you think that 100th homer has to be playing on his mind? I'll bet you when he gets to 100 and gets it over with, the average is going to start climbing again.
The 1-2 gets away. The runners will move up without a play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and now they're at second and third. It's a pass ball on Pagnozzi.
See, everybody suffers when you're wild. Here's Pagnozzi, not sure where the ball is, what it's going to do. Gets a breaking ball inside, and instead of being relaxed and comfortable, he had to be rather tense back there, and he wasn't able to catch a very catchable inside pitch.
A moment ago, you saw Joe Torre gesture for his infield to stay back. They're willing to give up a run for an out here. 3-2 on Gant. A breaking ball misses, and right now Cormier doesn't have control of any of his pitches.
No, a lot of times you'll see a pitcher do just what he's doing. You normally think if a guy's wild, okay, he's just going to throw all fastballs. But sometimes you may be better off going to your second pitch and saying, okay, if the fastball is not there, let me see if I can get command of this breaking ball and at least get 1 strike with it.
The 3-2. Ground ball will score 1, send another to third. So Gant is out, but a run is in. He drives in his 22nd run of the year. 1-0 Atlanta. There's your lead, John Smoltz. Now hold it. Here's David Justice. Well, Gant hitting well with runners in scoring position so far in this young season. David just the other way. He's hitting .067 with runners in scoring position. 167 overall. On the corner, 0-1. Jeff Blauser in at shortstop tonight, waits on deck. Dave Magadan hit a 3-run homer in the 9th to send the Mets past the reeling Dodgers. The 0-1 to David. Infield still back. Curve drilled right center field. Nobody's going to get that ball. He'll run for a while. Pendleton walks home. Justice rounds second, and he will pull in there with a line drive double. It's 2-0 Atlanta, and another runner in scoring position, and Justice drives in his 4th run of the year, and that will help that low runners in scoring position average. Jeff Blauser will bat.
Watch this. It's a tumbling curveball. It's not a sharp biting one. It's just one that just sat there and spun. It started breaking from the moment it left his hand, so David had a chance to track it all the way. Nice to see the Braves pick up those 2 base on balls, because if they're going to give you gifts and if you're going to win, you have to take them.
They picked up the 2 walks, and both those men are sitting in the dugout having scored runs. And now a base hit would make it 3-0. Justice edges away at second. Fastball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. David runs pretty well. If Cormier doesn't pay attention, he might just sneak on over to third.
Guys,
he's getting a huge lead down there.
They're kind of spread out at second, or Alisea and Smith, who has plenty of room to get a big lead.
On the corner that time to Blauser. Jeff at 227, a homer, 10 RBIs, hitting .400 with runners in scoring position. He's got one out there now.
Blauser's the kind of guy that hits the ball in the air more than he does on the ground, and last year those were the kind of hitters that gave Cormier the most trouble.
Had a good cut, but fouled it back, and it's 1-2. Weather forecast is great for tomorrow here once more. Don't know about Monday yet. Tomorrow it will be Mike Bilecki against Omar Olivares. And we will have it for you at 2:05 Eastern Time. We'll have a pregame show for you. And who is the guest to be? Do we know yet?
Yes. Terry Pendleton. We're going to visit with him tomorrow, asking about coming back here to playing, turning things around. I got a couple of questions too about the makeup of this ball club. There are a lot of people wondering, is it as cohesive a unit as it was last year? We'll find out from Terry tomorrow.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Line foul, out of play to the right. Still 2-2. What is my role in this production?
You're the studio guy. What's it called?
The Pat O'Brien type.
Yes,
guy?
you are. You did that so well in Chicago. I tell you what, it would not surprise me to see it open up a wealth of opportunities for you as a host.
Yeah, they like having me around the studio so much. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Fastball inside corner. Blauser knew it. Cormier made a good pitch there. Caught him looking. Fastball right in on his hand.
That's the best pitch of this inning. Look where Pagnozzi wants it. The glove is there right above the belts. Just a little bit of tail on that fastball. Just enough to catch the inside corner. After seeing so many out away from him, there's no way Blauser could have been looking for that one.
Brian Hunter is the batter. The runner is still at second with 2 down. But 2 runs have scored for Atlanta. Let up, fly ball left field. Boy, he just missed that baby. Jordan is there waiting, and the inning is over. But the Braves score 2 on just 1 hit. They leave 1, and at the end of a half inning, your score. Braves 2. Cardinals coming to bat.
It's Langford leading off. He'll be followed by Ozzie Smith and Felix Jose. The middle 3 have Pedro Guerrero, Brian Jordan, and Todd Zeile. 7th, 8th, and 9th are Pagnozzi, Alisea, and Real Cormier. Defensively, it's Gant, Nixon, and Justice, left to right in the outfield. Pendleton, Blauser, Lemke, Hunter, 3rd to 1st around the infield. Damon Berryhill gets the start behind the plate. And on the mound, it's John Smoltz. You see his numbers, they're very good. He has averaged nearly 8 innings a start for his last 4. He has struck out 30 in his last 30 innings. Right now, he is over a strikeout an inning. Only 1 home run. The control is very good. John's last 4 outings have been good ones. He has gone 2-2 in that stretch, but it could have easily been 3-1. And it's amazing. How do you figure this? He sees the West. The West beats up on him. But if John Smoltz could just pitch games against the East, he would have a phenomenal record.
I don't think there's any explanation for that. I think it's a freak occurrence. Ray Langford leads it off. He's second in the league in stolen bases with 15. Marquise Grissom of Montreal leads him by 1. The Braves kept him off base last night. He was 0 for 4. You see his numbers on the young season. And John Smoltz, 3 and 4 lifetime against the Cardinals, goes to work. Ground ball, that should be easy, and is. Lemke up and throwing, 1 down. 1 pitch, 1 out, and Ozzie Smith, the batter. Ozzie hitting .281, 9 out of 26 in his career against Smoltz. He's hit him quite well. John was 1-0 against the Cardinals last year. Somebody made a hole-in-one at that golf tournament in Atlanta today at the Atlanta Country Club.
On number 16, Billy Mayfair. I guess the kid Duvall from Georgia Tech is leading it, last I heard.
Is that right? Fast strike to Ozzie.
An amateur.
0-1 the count. At the knees. 0-2. Curveball slipped out of his hand. It's a ball and 2 strikes in the NBA playoffs today. Chicago beat the Knicks and take a 2-1 lead in their series. Phoenix beat Portland but still trailed 2 games to 1. The 1-2. He fought off the breaking ball to stay alive. He had both feet off the ground when he swung at that thing. Still a ball and 2 strikes. The Cardinals today announced they have placed Rex Hudler on the 15-day disabled list, and they have purchased the contract of infielder Bien Figueroa from Louisville. He's out of the Dominican and Florida State University. Again, Ozzie got the breaking ball, wasn't looking for it, just stayed alive.
John's getting him with the change of speeds on that because all 3 of those have been high breaking balls. Seems to me now the curveball is something that is taught as a get-over pitch and rather one that you really snap off. If he can snap one off, he can strike him out.
As he did, and there are 2 down. And Felix Jose, who is on fire, is the batter. Since coming off the disabled list, he's got a 9-game hit streak.
Well, never mind with the curveball. Let me just rear back and throw a belt-high heater right on by him, which he did. Probably was able to do that because he had put curveball in his mind.
In those 9 games, Jose hitting a cool .459. That's downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Pete Guerrero will be next. John Smoltz, high school coach, is here for this series. Got to visit with him last night. Foul tip back. That one rattled off the mask of Damon Berryhill. Berryhill made a big play after entering the game last night on a pitch in the dirt that changed the whole ball game around. A ball and a strike is the count. Just a little low. Smoltz wanted that one. 2 balls and a strike.
That may have fooled 2 people, Jose and Fleming.
Fouled back. It's 2-2. You and Bruce very close, aren't you?
Yeah. He was a neighbor of mine back in Milwaukee. One of his prized possessions is a large life-size photo down in his game room. Bruce ejecting me from a game in Wrigley Field. He did it rather well.
The 2-2 pitch about to be made. That made national headlines.
Yes, it did.
Good breaking ball, and Smoltz looked terrific in the first inning. He blew him away. 1-2-3 at the end of 1. Braves 2. St. Louis nothing. We go to the 2nd inning. Damon Berryhill will lead it off for Atlanta. Berryhill, Lemke, and Smoltz will be the first 3. Damon hitting .269, 3 homers, 8 runs driven in. Bobby Cox's plans for his catchers are to, for the most part, not alternate them every day, but let each guy catch 2 or 3 days, then let the other guy step in. Sort of a casual routine, sort of like our rotation among the broadcasters. Berryhill fouls it away. It's 0-1. We're going to change partners every week, except this week we're not going to change till Tuesday. Oh, Lord. 0-1 the count. Fast strike on the corner, and Cormier looks like a different pitcher after those 2 walks and the Justice double in the first.
Well, even his delivery is a little crisper, a little more confident.
He overthrew that one. It's 1-2. On a serious note, and a personal note, but I think a lot of people who watch our telecasts have listened to KMOX Radio, the flagship station of the Cardinal Network, for many, many years. One of the greatest giants in our industry. That's into the dirt. The longtime vice president of CBS Radio and general manager of KMOX, Robert F. Hyland Jr., passed on about a month ago, and anybody who ever had the opportunity to be around that man or work with him, under him, he was one of the great ones in this business, and he will really be missed. And his station turned out some pretty good announcers: Harry Carey, Jack Buck, Joe Garagiola, Bob Costas, Buddy Blattner, Jay Randolph, lots of.
Didn't you work there?
Yeah, I was very fortunate to work there for a while. Fly ball left field. Jordan broke back. Now has to come in. That ball fooled him. It sounded like it was hit better than it was. 1 out.
You'll see that happen a lot on change of speeds pitchers, where they'll throw an off-speed pitch up there. A batter will take a big swing, and the outfielder tries to gauge the distance that it's going to carry on the size of the swing. That time, that's what happened. A changeup that he got in on Berryhill.
Mark Lemke is the batter, hitting at .212 on the year. The Lemmer, a much better hitter so far this year from this side. He's hitting .273 right-handed. And he looks at a strike. It's 0-1. Don Sutton, Skip Carey with you from St. Louis.
Mark has such a great sense of humor. Last night I walked down the clubhouse to get the starting lineup. He was hitting 7th last night. Where's the pitch?
Up and in, 1-1.
And I feigned disbelief, and I said, I can't believe this. He said, what? He said, what? I said, you're hitting 7th. How can you put your power guy 7th? Without batting an eye, he said, you got to spread it around.
The 1-1. His best line after the great World Series, he was getting all these phone calls and letters from teenage girls and the like. He said, boy,
complete with pictures,
yeah,
too.
Yeah. And he said, boy, I sure got better looking during that World Series, didn't I? The 2-1. Hit to short. Ozzy's fielded a few of these. 2 down. And Don Smoltz will step up there and try to hit his 2nd home run of the year with 2 out, nobody aboard. Smoltz hitting .182, a homer, 4 runs driven home.
Ozzy only needs 5 more assists for 7,000 in his career. That's a lot of ground balls fired at you.
Who's got the record? Is it Aparicio? Over 8,000, I think.
I think it's Bill Dolan.
In the National League.
That's in the National League. Aparicio, yes. Overall, is over 8,000.
8,016 assists. Well, the way Ozzy takes care of himself, he might get there. In there to Smoltz. 0-2 is the count.
Well, I think there are some guys who define or redefine the roles of certain positions. Bob Boone did that in the 70s and 80s for catching, just like Ozzie Smith has done it for shortstops.
Boy, he had a good cut there, but he fouled it back, still 0-2. Yeah, he is now the yardstick by which shortstops are defined.
Yeah, you hear him, you see a kid make a great play in the spring, and somebody said, well, that's the way the Wizard would have done it.
The inning is over, and the 2nd strikeout for Cormier. No hits, no runs, no errors, none left. We go to the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Atlanta 2, St. Louis nothing.
Bottom of the 2nd, we have a moment here. Why don't we take a look at our Irish Spring National League extra base hit leaders? There it is, Mariano Duncan from the Phillies on top. A couple of the Braves well represented. That is true last night. It might have changed this afternoon, but I doubt it. Now back to you, Skip.
Thank you, Don. And Pete Guerrero will lead it off. He's hitting .242. 1 homer, 9 RBIs. He started the year as the Cardinal left fielder. Then Galarraga got hurt, and he switched back to first base. He's got some shoulder problems. called a tired shoulder. The count. There's Galarraga, number 41, in the middle of your picture. Jose De Leon, number 48. He will pitch against us on Monday night. We'll have that game for you right here on TBS. 23 career homers and 84 career RBIs against the Braves and a .315 average. So Guerrero has been tough on Atlanta pitchers, but that's true about just about everybody. Right through there, 2-2. Smoltz looked sharp as attack early. Got him with a breaking ball, and that is 3 strikeouts in a row.
John has thrown his best breaking stuff with 2 strikes. The other curveballs, he stayed closed just a little bit too long, but you can see the front side clear out. A good snap from his right arm. He started that about knee-high outer half and broke it right down and away from Guerrero. Good 2-strike pitch.
Guerrero now 2 out of 15 in his career against John Smoltz. Here's Brian Jordan batting against him for the first time. He struck out here as a pinch hitter last night. Smoltz into the wind, and he delivered. High fly ball, right center field. Who wants it? Justice called for it. Now he's called off by Nixon. 2 down. And Todd Zeile will be the batter. What about this Zeile's batting slump?
0 for 23. I don't know. What do you think?
He's trying to auditioning to be a television producer?
I don't know. Could I do it?
Keep that question coming and you'll be in there. Zeile at 198, 3 homers, 12 RBIs, and he bats against a guy against whom he's 3 for 19. Fastball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. You just keep stirring that pot, don't you?
I don't know. What do you think?
2-0. The Mets won today. They moved to within 3.5 of Pittsburgh. Both Cincinnati and San Francisco lost. Look out inside. Smoltz wants a new baseball.
You get a guy 3 and you get a guy who is in a streak like this. There are 2 things you don't want to do is give him cripple pitches to hit, which is like a 3-1 or 2-0 count. But the second thing you don't want to do is throw close to him and wake him up. Take 1/2 of the strike zone out of play and throw him some strikes on the outer half, and let's see what he can do with it.
And he walks him on 4 straight pitches.
Now, isn't that amazing? Here's a guy hitting below 200 who is 0 for 23, but he leads the Cardinals in base on balls. I think that's called pitching to a reputation rather than what's really going on.
Tom Pagnozzi is the batter. Boy, that Mark McGwire. 4 more RBIs last night, a 3-run double to win the game in the 8th inning against the Yankees. And Oakland beat him again today, 5-3.
He gives a lot of credit to one of the toughest competitors I ever played against for helping him over the winter and this spring. That's Doug Rader.
There goes the runner. Now he tries to break back, and they've got him hung up. And he's tagged out, and the inning is over. And what in the world was he doing? Zeile started to go, then stopped. He and Pagnozzi sort of look at each other as if somebody missed a sign. And that's the end of the inning. No hits, no runs, no errors, and no place to hide out there between first and second. At the end of 2, Atlanta 2, St. Louis nothing. Otis Nixon leads off the 3rd. 2-0 Atlanta, our score. Otis walked, scored a run, his first trip to the plate. Hit hard, right center field, base hit. So Nixon is aboard to start the 3rd, and that always creates problems and gets the other team discombobulated. Here's Terry Pendleton. We'll be with you at 2:05 Eastern Time tomorrow and at 8:30 on Monday. And then at 7:35 on Tuesday when the Pirates come to call in Atlanta. Tom Glavine will pitch that game. Nixon edges away. As we mentioned, 6 out of 9 in the stolen base department. Terry takes it upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes.
It only takes one pitch to see what a guy like Nixon does to a guy like Cormier. You saw how much quicker his delivery was. He never got himself collected. That's how he ended up with high fastballs. I guess we've said it before, but not only does a guy like Nixon get stolen bases, but he gets the hitter more pitches to hit.
Good curveball right in there. A ball and a strike. Runner at first, nobody out. Pendleton walked, scored his first trip to the plate. It's 2-0 Atlanta in the 3rd. They chase Otis back, but he wasn't serious about it. In the American League, the White Sox are on top of Oakland by a half. Well, they're tied now. Oakland won today. Toronto by a game over Baltimore in the East. Nobody's running away and hiding. The Pirates 4 games up, the biggest lead in any division in Major League Baseball. And 4 games can disappear in a hurry. There goes Otis. Fly ball down the right side. On the run is Jose. Has no chance. It's in the seats.
I'm not sure if that was hit and run or if Terry just saw a shot at poking something to right field. This is a good combination of Pendleton and Nixon to hit and run. Terry, if you look at the scouting reports and the charts, as a right-handed hitter, hits more balls to the right field and to the right side of second than he does to the left side.
Pendleton steps out of the box. Nixon edges away at first base. A big crowd, but a quiet one here. Around 40,000 on hand. Pop foul back and out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. 2-2-0 for Atlanta. Nothing but goose eggs on the board for St. Louis.
See Cormier trying to not let him hit that ball to right field by keeping it in on his fist, and Pendleton still taking inside out swings trying to push it to the right side.
Nixon never does go back to the base. He just stands out there and focuses in on the pitcher. The stretch to first. He's back easily.
Well, that's one of those strange rules that it says in the rule book you should go back and tag up after a foul ball, but there's no penalty for not doing it. I don't know. What do you think?
The stretch. The pitch. Upstairs. Well, you got to remember the people that make up those rules in baseball are the same people that think Atlanta is west of St. Louis and Chicago. Two balls, 2 strikes. Otis is running, fouled back. Speaking of things like that, did a radio show with Bill Acree, the Braves traveling secretary, the other day. And his feeling is that next year, the National League will go to a schedule in which you'll play 13 games against teams in your own division and 12 games against teams in the opposite division. In other words, it will be 2 home series, 2 road series against everybody. So it'll be a much more, in all likelihood, a much more balanced schedule. If not, it'll be something like 20-6. Throw to first, runner back.
Well, that 13 means that one year you will have the advantage, the extra home game. The next year, the advantage will go to the visitor.
And there's a swing team every year that plays the month of September against
like
the other
American
division.
League.
Exactly. To first, runner back. Which would be helpful to the Braves because Atlanta and Cincinnati are at a little bit of a disadvantage because of the extra travel they have to endure to the West Coast. 2-2 pitch. Line right center field. Jose on the run. He can't get there. It's in for a hit, and Nixon cruises to third, and the Braves are in business again. And Pendleton now is 3 out of 5 in the series with 2 runs scored and 1 driven in. And he kept shooting toward right field and finally got his wish.
Got a pitch up out over the plate. Cormier had to throw a strike. That's right where Pendleton wanted. So the head right on the ball, the inside out swing. Perfect play. Good play by Jose. If that gets over his head, you know Nixon is going to score. Pendleton probably at third.
Gant, Justice, and Blauser have a chance to increase the Atlanta lead. Line left field, base hit. Another run is in. Pendleton will stop at second. Gant has his second RBI of the night. Funny night for Cormier. He looked awful in the first. He looked great in the second. He looks awful in the third. Here's Justice. They begin to stir in the Cardinal bullpen.
Up and out over the plate. Remember we said earlier, he has to pitch down. He has to pitch ahead in the count to win. That is right where Gant wants it. It's not a pitch he could hit for power, but it was a pitch he could get into the outfield. And that's really all he wanted to do there. Any fly ball, anything to the outfield would have accounted for a run.
Gant has his second RBI of the night. He now has 23 on the year. Juan Augusto is going to get up and start throwing for the Cardinal. Justice double to right center his first time. Fastball up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Boy, he really dives into the ball, doesn't he, David Justice? And against left-handers, he absolutely fields. Time is called. Pagnazzi goes to the mound. This may be on orders from Joe Torre to give Augusto a little chance to get ready.
You mentioned Justice and the way he hits lefties and dives into it. You look at the 3 left-handed hitters in the league who do. Magadan, Grace, and Justice. Their styles are similar in that they do stay closed and they do dive into the ball, and a lot of them can hit it. Well, 2 out of the 3 can hit it hard to left center field. Will Clark does the same too. You have to stay closed to hit left-handers.
He popped him up. Let's see if it stays in play. Pagnazzi comes back, has no chance. It's in the seats.
And you know, this might be right here what David Justice needs. He got the double last time, and we're talking about lefties and how to hit left-handers. Well, they are wearing Real Cormier out this year.
A ball and a strike here. 3-4-0 for the Braves. First and second, nobody out. Chance for a big inning. Low and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. He is obviously fighting himself, Cormier. He looks in again. Swung and missed a breaking ball. It's 2-2. Made a good pitch there. David way out in front. Blauser is next, and then Brian Hunter.
Thinking like a pitcher here, the temptation is to try to strike him out with a breaking ball. But that's what he tried to do last time, and Justice jumped all over it. If he leaves it in the strike zone, that's exactly what Justice wants.
The 2-2. Double play ball, maybe. Out there, he dropped the ball. Everybody is safe. Ozzie Smith, a boot. Gant was right on top of him. He was trying to elude Gant, get the ball out of his glove to get it to first. Wound up doing nothing. It's a fielder's choice, and he's 6, and the bases are loaded.
That's exactly what happened. Gant's speed and the fact that he hustled on the double play. Look where he is. Ozzie is thinking as much as about getting out of the way as he is getting that ball to first. The throw just ahead of Gant. Here's the slide. Look at him already trying to get out of the way of Gant. That's a break for the Braves.
So the bases are loaded with nobody out. It's 3-0 Atlanta. Now it's Blauser, Hunter, and Berryhill. Infield back around short and second. Blauser struck out his first time. High and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. A walk means a run. The Braves beat the Cardinals 9 out of 12 last year.
And Blauser hit over 300 versus lefties last year.
A runner at every base. Pendleton at third, Gant at second, Justice at first. Cormier comes set. High fly ball left field. That'll score a run. Gant is tagging at second base. Here's the catch. Here come both runners. Gant for third. He is safe, and Justice follows him into second base. Good job of base running all the way around. It's 4-0. Pendleton scores, and both other runners move up.
And not a good play defensively for Brian Jordan. His throw is to third, where he's got no chance of getting Gant. Gant, one of the fastest guys on the team. What that did is allowed David Justice, who kept the play in front of him and could watch it, to go to second. That also eliminated the double play. If you can't get an out, at least keep the double play in order on your throws.
Let's see if they put Brian Hunter on to set up the double play. No, they're going to pitch to him. He just missed hitting one out of here his first time. He got under it a little bit and fly it into medium left field. Infield still back at second and short. Willing to concede yet another run for an out. Good cut, but he fouled it off. It's 0-1. Barry Hill waits on deck. Braves got 2 in the first, 2 more here in the third. And they're not done yet. There's only 1 out in the inning. A base hit here would make it 6-0. High pop right side, out of play, and Hunter is quickly in the hole. 0-2. .205 tomorrow. Mike Bilecki against Omar Olivares. Hunter at 113 on the year, 2 homers, 5 RBI. The 0-2. Swung ground ball deep short. Ozzie has it. Long throw offline. A run is in. It's 5-0. It'll be a hit for Hunter and an RBI. He didn't hit it hard, but he hit it in a perfect spot into the hole. Zeal had broken for the ball. The best chance they had was to turn a play at third, but there was nobody there.
Well, the infield back saved 2 runs, but it did allow Gant to score on anything hit on the ground that wasn't hit right at the first or third baseman.
RBI Hunter, 3 in the inning. 5-0 Atlanta. First and third, only 1 out. Barry Hill flied to left his first time. So far, things are progressing rather nicely if you're a Braves fan. Barry Hill just 2 out of 14 as a right-hand hitter. He tries to bunt his way on, pops a foul back and out of play. Not a bad idea. He was trying to push it toward the second baseman to get the run home.
Wasn't a squeeze play because Justice wasn't breaking. He was just trying to get it past the left-hander. A left-hander's natural motion takes him to the third baseline. It opens up a lot of area. Almost everything from the center of the rubber to the first baseman. If you get it over there, it would have been a base hit.
Mark Lemke waits on deck. 5-0 Atlanta. John Smoltz has been staked to a sizable lead, and the Braves threaten to get more. Over his head. The count evens at 1-1.
Probably wondering why Joe Torre is leaving him out there. I'll bet you part of the consideration is the pitcher spot is the third one up. If he brings in Augusto, he's going to have to pinch hit for him or double switch, and probably hopes that this kid can get out of this so he can go ahead and hit for him and when his turn comes up. Then again, Augusto hasn't exactly fooled anybody this year either.
No, he has been shellacked. The 1-1. High drive, deep left field. Back goes Jordan. He looks up. It is gone. 3-run homer, 8-0. Well, I'm glad he fouled the bunt off. His 4th homer. He has 11 RBIs, and he hit the daylights out of that. High and far into the seats in left field. 2-0. Here comes Torrey.
Well, he can't wait any longer now. This has become a blowout. Berryhill got a perfect pitch to hit. Watch where this is. It's just a matter of Cormier being wild and then throwing it right down the middle. Jordan went back there, but all he could do is look at that one. That was way bye-bye.
So Cormier goes 2 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned. He struck out 2 and he walked the same number. He threw 1 home run ball, and it was a monster, and Juan Augusto will come on to pitch for St. Louis, and we'll be back right after this. Well, so far, very, very good. 8-0 Atlanta is our score as Juan Augusto checks into the game, and he'd rather I not tell you how he's done this year. He's 1-2, a 7.53 earned run average. This is his 12th appearance. 14 1/3 innings, 19 hits, 12 earned runs, 1 home run, 7 walks, 4 strikeouts, and the league hitting .333 against him.
2 base runners an inning. Kind of hard not to have a large earned run average with those numbers.
Well, now John Smoltz should be the happiest man in St. Louis. Except for August Busch III, who runs the brewery. He's probably happy too. Lemke stands in there. He bounced to short his first time. Augusto into the wind and the pitch. Right through there, 0-1. 8-0 Atlanta, 3rd inning. Outside, a ball and a strike. Well, they've got nice, pretty little flower gardens here now out in the outfield and all that stuff. But unfortunately for them, the only balls flying out there are being hit by us. High fly ball right field. Jose is there. And he has it. 2 are out. And John Smoltz is the 9th man to bat in the inning. A 6-run frame for Atlanta. Smoltz, a strikeout victim, his first time. And there's a strike right through there. The Braves have matched their high in runs in an inning, 6. They did that against the Mets back on May 1st. That's a game we wound up losing. We were behind 7-1, tied it up with a 6-run inning, and then lost it. This one, it's 8-0. Right through there.
I would hope that what's on John Smoltz's mind right now is not trying to hit a double right here, but swinging at this next pitch wherever it's thrown. Go sit down and go get outs.
Not John. He'll try to hit it right out of here. 2-2 the count. Up the middle, base hit, Smoltz. Told you. So the Braves have batted around. And Otis Nixon comes to the plate. He started all this off with a solid single to right center. John might even try to steal second.
No.
Terry Pendleton moves on deck. Might as well bat around again. No, that's not to be. And the inning is over. But not before the Braves score 6 runs on 6 hits. 1 very costly error, and a runner was left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 8-0 Atlanta. Well, the Braves fans who are here, and there are a number of them, are happy tonight. At least so far, it's 8-0 Atlanta. We go to the bottom of the 3rd.
This is a key inning for John Smoltz, Skip, because John, at times, has a tendency to let his mind wander just a little when he gets comfortable here. And I think the springboard for John into being a complete major league pitcher is the ability to come out there and take charge in an inning like this and get his offense back on the bench.
Fouled away, 0-1.
Good start right there. You have 8 runs to play with. That means you can make 8 stupid mistakes and still be tied. Or you can make a lot of good pitches and let the opposition try to come back at you. But that's why you have those 8 players. They'll chase down those strikes you throw.
A ball and a strike is the count. In the other baseball, well, we'll wait until next inning.
Whatever you think, Skip.
No, it's not what I think. Well, I can tell you San Diego leads Philadelphia 2-0.
Tell us one American League.
Well, I don't want to make the producer angry. You know how he gets.
Just one American League.
Minnesota 4, Cleveland nothing after 1. Ground ball to third. Pendleton gloves it. Long throw. Got him. 1 down. Luis Alessia is the batter. Speaking of the producer, tonight it is our coordinating producer for Braves baseball and schedule maker par excellence, Glenn Diamond. Roy Alfers is our director. Our technical director, Rick Fancher. Laurie Brooks, our associate director. Ashley Gallagher. Hal Galima in charge of graphics. Our engineer in charge, Grover Cleveland Huckabee III. Alessia fouls it out of play. Jim Reeves in charge of video tonight, and Terry Posmer has audio. And the Braves have an 8-0 lead. Fastball just missed inside to Alessia. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball high. It's 2-1. One out, nobody on. High fly ball, center field. Otis Nixon doesn't well now. He moves in 4 steps. 2 down. And Augusto will hit for himself here with 2 out, nobody on. And Smoltz has faced the minimum. The only base runner walked and then was picked off first.
And this has to make Leo Mazzoni, Bobby Cox, and John Smoltz fans everywhere very happy. John has gone out there with a purpose, and that purpose is get ahead of those hitters and let my outfielders work.
Augusto fouls it away to the left. You can see Bobby Cox. He was not inventing a new rock dance. He was waving Ron Gannon, Otis Nixon around toward left and having him shallow up.
And he wasn't leading the crowd in the wave.
No. A ball and a strike is the count. That's your job. Langford would be next, but there are 2 out in the inning. He swung like I would. 1-2. And the inning is over. Strikeout number 4 for Smoltz. He has faced the minimum through 3, and after 3, Atlanta leads at 8-0.
All right, Skip, it's been all Braves up to this point. John Smoltz has faced the minima. The Braves have put 8 on the board. It has been a good return home for Terry Pendleton. A couple of hits last night, one of them a homer. That's to right field. Pretty deep. Jose back to the track and got it. Pendleton 1 out of 2 tonight. He's walked and he's scored 2. That'll bring up Gant. Felix Jose was playing Pendleton very shallow in right field. That ball almost got over his head. Gant is grounded to second. He's single. He scored 1. Down and in from Augusto. It's 1-0. Gant 5 out of 18 career against Juan Augusto. That's ball 2 high. David Justice on deck. Ron Gant, 99 homers and holding. On the ground, knocked down by Zeal. I don't think he'll have a play. Let's see how they scored. It'll probably be an error. It is E5. That's the second error of the night committed by the Cardinals.
That ball ate him up a little bit, came up a little more quickly than he thought, but it had to be scored an error.
So Gant's at first, and here's David Justice. David got on the other error. He hit a ground ball to second. Ozzie Smith dropped the throw at second. So the Wizard committed the error. Justice also double homer running to first. Outside from Augusto, it's 1-0. 8 runs and 7 hits for the Braves. Smoltz has held the Cardinals hitless. The Cardinals have committed 2 errors. Drill to right field. Jose over to cut it off. Gant heads for third. Justice will stop at first. His second hit of the night. Put him at first and third for the Braves. Still only 1 out. And that'll bring up Jeff Blauser. Blauser struck out in the first, but he got a sacrifice fly. He got in on the scoring in the 3rd inning. Gant has 2 RBIs. Justice 1, Blauser 1, Hunter 1, and Barry Hill 3. Blauser out against Augusto, hitting .417 career. He was 3 out of 5 against him last year. Inside, 1-0. Foul ball. You don't see Blauser hit too many down that way. And Felix Jose had him shaded toward right center. That would have been at least 2 for Jeff Blauser. It's 1-2.
Almost like he's working on trying to hit the ball the other way with an 8-run lead.
Blauser hit .270 at 89. His average dropped to .269, then to .259. But his RBI total was up to a career high 54 last year. His strikeouts almost cut in half from 1989. This year, a little bit more trouble making contact. Tough play for Ozzie. He'll get the front. They'll go to first, not in time. Gant will score, give Blauser another RBI. It's a fielder's choice, force out at second. That is an unearned run. 9-0 Braves. Brian Hunter, he's flied to left. He got a single, got himself an RBI. He's also scored 1. Like to see Brian get hot. Down and in, it's 1-0. Sid Bream, his partner at first base. Look at the difference last year. This time, Brian, this is prior to tonight's ball game. Brian, with 4 homers and 12 RBIs, double the production in homers, more than double in RBIs. Off to a slow start this year. That's foul. It's 1-1 to Brian. His partner at first base, Sid Bream, also got off to a slow start, but Sid has started to hit. He's got an 8-game hitting streak on the line. 10 out of his last 23. With all the run production from Pendleton and Gant and Justice last year, overlooked was the fact that that first base spot was responsible for about 25 homers and close to 90 RBI. Down low, it's 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Blauser at first. Good pitch from Agosto. That'll even it at a ball and 2 strikes. Cardinals a much more conventional defense against Brian Hunter. Outside, 3-2. You can see they play him almost straight away. As a matter of fact, you don't see the Cardinals go into too many radical shifts like we've seen from the Cubs, like we've seen from the Mets. Pretty much play their defense straight away against Justice, against Gant, and against Brian Hunter, who very seldom hits it to the right side. Blauser's going to left field. Fairly deep. Jordan on the warning track at the wall and makes the catch. So Hunter flirts with home run number 3, but comes up just short. The Braves pick up one. They do it on 1 hit. There was 1 Cardinal error, 1 left stranded. We play 4.5 in St. Louis, 9-0 Atlanta. The 4th, it's the bottom of the 4th inning. I think I said 4.5. It was only 3.5. Stay out of it, Skip. I'll handle this.
Very poorly, I might add.
Top of the order, Ray Langford. On the ground. Base hit. Boy, it looked like Brian Hunter got caught in a no-man's land there and didn't know where to go after the ball or back to first base. It's a base hit for Langford.
Here's another look at it. He takes 1 step, and then he thinks the second baseman can get to it. Now, you're right. I think he might have gotten that ball.
Smoltz was on his way over there to cover. Well, the Cardinals have their second base runner of the night. He's at first, and here's Ozzie Smith. Inside, 1-0. Ozzie struck out his first time. John Smoltz quickly got 2 strikes the last time with fastballs, threw him 3 breaking balls and then a fastball belt high inner half right on by him. Smoltz has 4 Ks. That's inside. It's 2-0. 9 runs to play with. John, throw strikes. 2 balls, no strikes.
I'm sure that's what Damon Berryhill just said to him.
The way Joe Torre has these Cardinals running, you cannot assume that down 9-0 Langford won't run. He's 15 out of 20 and has himself a huge lead now. That's headed toward left field. Base hit for Ozzie. Back-to-back singles for the Cardinals in the 4th. They'll bring up Felix Jose. Got Jose the first time up on strikeouts. Threw his best breaking ball of the night with 2 strikes to Felix Jose. Boy, since coming off the disabled list, he is hit right at 447. There it is. Grounder to second. Could it be 2? Bobble by Lemke. He'll only get the 1 at first. 4-3 on the putout. The Cardinals move up 90 feet.
I don't think he gets a double play there anyway, but he should have gotten the lead runner. At least he didn't panic after he booted it. He made sure he got an out. The double play, though, is no longer in effect.
That'll bring up Pete Guerrero. Pete struck out, but if you followed Pete Guerrero over the years, these are the kind of situations he really shines in. Give him runners in scoring position. There's a whole different batting average up there. Good breaking ball from John. No balls and 1 strike. Look what he has hit with runners in scoring position, 89 being his best year. A definite proven clutch hitter. Langford at third. The Wizard, Ozzie Smith at second. 0-1 to Guerrero. Did he go around? Yes, he did. It's 0-2 to Guerrero. And Smoltz has a couple of pitches to play with. You saw that year, 1989, when Guerrero hit over 400 with runners in scoring position. What that resulted in was a career high for him in RBIs. He had 117 with only 17 homers. 3 good breaking balls, and that'll do in Guerrero. Strikeout number 5 for Smoltz. 2 gone in the 4th.
Boy, that's a dandy curveball, and that's what he needed. He's trying to keep his shutout working. Look at that baby drop off the table. And there are scientists who still claim that the curveball is an optical illusion.
None of them could throw one, and none have ever swung at it either. So is a curve in the highway then, I guess. Here's Jordan. He flied to center his first time up. There's that curveball again. That's 4 in a row in a perfect spot. Jordan out of Baltimore, Maryland. Cardinals got him in the supplemental round of the draft in 1988. To right center field. Nobody's going to catch this one. Here comes Langford. Here comes Smith. Jordan is headed for 3. The throw will not be made. It's a triple for Brian Jordan. The Cardinals are on the scoreboard. 9-2 Braves.
He can run a little bit too. A low outside fastball, and that's just the way he hit it. I don't know but what he missed first base. But boy, he can accelerate. And here he comes with a belly flop into third.
He's at third base, still 2 outs. The 3rd hit of the inning for the Cardinals. Here's Todd Zeile. Zeile walked his last time up. 0 for his last 23 official at bat. Strike to Zeile. Zeile has walked 16 times. Ozzie Smith 14. Ray Langford 14. Zeile now at 198. Lays off the high breaking ball. It's 2-1. A couple of singles from Langford and Smith. The ground out from Felix Jose. Guerrero struck out. But Jordan has tripled to right center. And the Cardinals have put 2 on the board. 2-1 to Zeile. Chases a high one, comes up empty. 2-2. John looks like he's overthrowing his breaking ball just a little bit. It's 3-2. Joe Torre had a big job to do when he came over here to take on this ball club as manager, and one of them was involving Todd Zeile. That was convincing him that he can make the move from catcher to third and be productive. A looper to center. There's his first hit and 24 at bats. An RBI single. 9-3 Braves.
Well, he got the big strikeout on Guerrero, but the fastball has not been his friend. A triple to Jordan, a single to Zeile. Leo Mazzoni to the mound for the Braves.
His job right here is to convince John Smoltz that it's the same as a 6-0 shutout right now, and to keep pitching that way. Runs and 4 hits for the Cardinals. All the hits, all the runs coming in this inning. Here's Tom Pagnozzi. He grounded to Pendleton at third last time up. Pendleton in even with the bag. They're not expecting Pagnozzi to pull Smoltz. Ball one outside.
Smoltz has allowed the leadoff man to reach base in 12 innings this year. 12 runs have scored as a result. Not each time the leadoff man, but in those innings a total of 12 runs have scored.
That's outside. It's 2-0. So what was McClure starts to throw in the Cardinal bullpen. What was a breeze for John Smoltz has all of a sudden become laborious. Deep to center. Nixon on the run. He won't get to it. Off the wall. The throw to Blauser. They're going to hold up Zeal. It's a double for Pagnozzi. Cardinals at second and third.
That'll get the Atlanta bullpen stirring, and John hasn't pitched enough to get himself a win here. He had better turn it around. Another fastball, and again this goes to the radar gun point again. I'll bet it's 90 miles an hour, but there's no movement on it.
Also a 2-0 pitch. Zeal hit a 3-2 pitch. Earlier in the ball game, John pitching with the count in his favor. He needs it out right here. He'll try to get Alicea. He flied to center his first time up. They shade him toward left field and not very deep. Off the fist, out of play. It's 0-1. Alicea, the 8th batter in the inning for the Cardinals. He's up here because the Cardinals just cannot keep anybody healthy at second base. He is 0 for 11 with men in scoring position. That's down low. John looks like he's overthrowing just a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Cardinals at second and third. Breaking ball is high. It's 2-1. That's going to get Merker throwing. On the ground foul, it's 2-2. He may have helped the Braves by chasing a bad one. Cardinals got Alicea in the first round of the 1986 free agent draft. He was at Florida State University at the time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Smoltz needs a big pitch. He and Berryhill can't get together on the sign. Breaking ball is up again. That's 5 breaking balls in a row high from John Smoltz.
And his fastball is being hit hard, so he's in a bit of a dilemma.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitcher spot up next. That's popped out of play. They'll reload and try it again. It's still 3-2. Zeal at third, Pagnozzi at second. Deep to right field, foul. Alicea has just thrown caution to the wind. He is looking for the fastball and turning on it. Another 3-2 pitch ready to be made.
Pirates won 3-0. Zane Smith up to 5-1. Bonds hit his 9th homer.
Breaking ball hits him. That may be a break for the Braves, because if that doesn't hit him, it's ball 4. It goes to the screen, and another run is in. That's base on balls number 2. Milt Thompson is going to hit. And John Smoltz is very close to not hanging around long enough to take advantage of a 9-run lead he's been handed. He needs to get an out right here. Thompson, the last out of the ball game last night. A good fork ball from Marvin Freeman took care of it. 234 on the year, 1 out of 7 as a pinch hitter. Former Brave, former Philly. Bases loaded with Cardinals. Smoltz will work from the stretch. The best fastball of the inning, strike 1. Soft spot for the Cardinals. One with the breaking ball.
Excuse me, Donnie. He had such a great curveball going just in this inning to Guerrero, and since then, poof.
But they were all thrown very smoothly. You notice now he's overthrowing them, and they're not getting a chance to break. He's throwing them uphill. That's foul. Got away with a hanger there. It's 1-2. That would have cleaned the bases. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Milt Thompson. On the ground to Pendleton. He'll race to the bag and win. 9 come to bat. The Cardinals put 3 on the board. They do it with 5 hits and 1 walk. They leave the bases loaded. We have put 4 in the books. Braves lead at 9-3. Between the innings, Leo Mazzoni immediately to John Smoltz. You heard the interview we had with Mazzoni out of Chicago. He gets right to the point, has the conversation. John has a 9-3 lead. And the Cardinals have a new pitcher. It's Bob McClure. McClure has worked 8 1/3 innings in relief. This is appearance number 14. Most of the time, Joe Torre uses him just to get 1 left-hander out. McClure has made stops in Milwaukee, California, and now back here. Berryhill, Lemke, and Smoltz. First 3 due up in the 5th inning. Strike 1 from McClure. He is a man of 1,000 deliveries. And 9 or 10 different pitches thrown from those different deliveries. Right side, not very deep. Jose's got a beat on it. And he's got it. 1 out. McClure was doing or did do a book. I don't know if he finished it. If you run across it, it's called How to Rot, which is his term for being a couch potato. And he will tell you that it doesn't happen accidentally. You really have to work at it. Base hit for Mark Lemke. That'll bring up John Smoltz.
Well, I disagree.
Do you think it comes very easily?
Yeah.
Well, there are certain ways to do it. There are certain things you should eat. Certain ways to position yourself on a couch.
Is this going to get back into sunflower seeds tonight, or are we?
No. You do not do sunflower seeds while rotting. McClure is one of those left-handers who visits us on Earth every now and then. 1 out, 1 on. Cardinals looking for a bunt out of John Smoltz.
It's a strange game. You're ahead by 6 runs, and you feel sort of bad.
He's not bunting. Takes ball 1 down and in. Skip Carey, Don Sutton with you from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Chip Carey and Joe Simpson will be joining you at this into this half inning to take you the rest of the way. One and 0 to Smoltz. Cardinals still looking for a bunt. That's inside. It's 2-0. Bob McClure was on that 1982 Milwaukee Brewer team that lost to the Cardinals right here in the World Series. What a cast of characters. Pete Vukovich, Jamie Easterly, Mike Caldwell, and Bob McClure. On the ground, base hit. Smoltz has a pair of them. That'll put him at first and second, and we'll go to the top of the order.
Well, let's get the 3 runs back here.
Otis Nixon, he is 1 for 2 officially. He's walked, he scored a pair. You see the score. That was hit number 10 for the Braves. A couple of old friends looking in out in Rancho Murrieta, California. Jerry Doggett, who was a longtime announcer with Los Angeles, Vin Scully's partner for a number of years, and pitching coach par excellent, and now a guy who has retirement down pat, Red Adams. Here's Nixon. Zeal shortens up at third. Big breaking ball, strike 1. Lemke at second, Smoltz at first. That's headed for left center field. They're not going to get to it. Here comes Lemke. Smoltz will stop at second. It's an RBI single for Nixon. This may be one of those nights. It's 10-3 Braves.
But I'll tell you what, that's I think, a very big base hit for Atlanta as you look at it again. They just got back into the ball game a little bit with 3 runs, and they figure if they can hold you, get you out 1, 2, 3, then maybe they got something going. But one of those runs is back already in the middle of the order coming up, and the Braves bidding to break it even further open.
Mo must be very confused in the last inning and a half.
Momentum?
Momentum. He is flip-flopping from dugout to dugout. Here's Pendleton. A walk, a single, a fly ball to right. He has scored 2. Smoltz at second, Nixon at first. That's fouled away. It's 0-1. 2 in the first, 6 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 1 here in the 5th inning for the Braves. The Cardinals with their 3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ball stays high. It's 1-1 to Pendleton. That's headed for left center. They're not going to grab that, but Smoltz had to hold up. They're sending John. The throw to the plate from Langford. He'll score standing. It's 12-3 Braves. Give Pendleton an RBI. His second hit of the night.
Let's look at it again. Breaking ball away. It's out of the strike zone, down and away, but he lifts it into left center. I'm surprised they didn't have a better shot at Smoltz at the plate, because he had virtually stopped between second and third, but he makes it with relative ease.
If the throw's on the third base side, they might have. This looks like it might be one of those nights where Joe Torre has said to Bob McClure, you're out there. Here's Gant. Breaking ball inside. 11-3 Braves.
We needed a night like this offensively.
Berryhill started it off. A harmless fly ball to right. Lemke is single. Smoltz is single. Nixon single. Pendleton is single. Fouled away by Gant. It's 1-1. Gant grounded to second his first time up. Singled and scored in the third. On an error in the fourth. He eventually came around the single to score. He has 2 RBIs. Side. Jose back a couple of steps. Nixon is tagging at second. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Pendleton down to second.
He was safe, but this Jose could really throw. Boy, he made this a reasonably close play with Otis Nixon run. Watch it.
And Jimmy Williams saw where that was. He was trying to get him to slide.
He didn't run up to throw it, just one step, and bang.
Second and third, 2 outs, and here's Justice. Inside, 1-0. Justice's bat showing some life tonight. He has a double, he has a single, he's on an error, and he has scored one. Base hit here would push him over the Mendoza line. Big sweeping breaking ball. It's 2-0.
Tell you who really loves games like these are home plate umpires.
Oh yeah. And especially games like these with a couple of pitchers who are going ball 1, ball 2, ball 3, strike 1. At the belt, 2-1. David, 12 out of 63, a couple of homers, 4 RBIs. Braves waiting for him to heat up in the middle of this batting order. That's foul. That'll leave it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nixon off third, Pendleton off second. The 2-2 from McClure. Almost goes to the backstop. Nice grab by Pagnozzi. That'll run it full, 3-2. Ball 4. They're loaded again for Jeff Blauser. Blauser came up in the third inning with the bases loaded, got a sacrifice fly. He'll have to get a base hit for an RBI here. Everybody in the batting order except Lemke and Smoltz has an RBI. Blauser has 2. Berryhill has 3. A Brave at every base. Strike 1 on the corner. Inside, 1-1. It's the first time these two have faced each other. Breaking ball stays high. It's 2-1. Had Blauser just a little bit out in front. And it is not a good fielding crowd here tonight.
That's a new little phrase in your repertoire.
I like it.
Yeah, it's cute.
Well, some are better than others. Nixon at third, Pendleton at second, Justice at first. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Blauser. Again, it's fouled away. It's still 2-2. Same 2 teams tomorrow. 2:15 Eastern Daylight Time. Mike Bilecki against Omar Oliveras. Hopefully the Braves will have saved some runs for tomorrow. On the ground, foul ball. Everybody will backtrack. We'll try it again, 2-2.
When are you eligible for the Hall of Fame? 2 years from now?
94 induction. I think the ballots come out in December of 93. Did you get the vote?
No, but I'd sure vote for you. As will everybody else, I'm sure.
Here's a 2-2 again. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. That'll start him up. Pendleton, Justice, and Nixon will be off and running.
You wouldn't even have to buy me dinner or anything. I'd just vote for you because you deserve to be in there.
You're a wonderful person, and I would buy you dinner. Here's a 3-2. Blauser throws the bat at the changeup. Stays alive. It's still 3-2. Somewhere back in the deep, dark reaches of the stadium, somebody is rubbing up some new baseballs. Where's that mud come from they put on there? Delaware? There's one guy in one area that makes that mud that they rub up a baseball.
I wonder what he puts on his IRS form when it says, you know, employer. What do you do for a living?
It's always been muddy and smeared. Again, a 3-2. On the ground. Zeal to first. That'll do it for Blauser. Braves send up 8 here in the 5th inning, come away with 2 runs. They do it on 5 hits. They leave the bases loaded. At the end of 4 1/2, we're halfway home. 11-3 Braves.
And here's Joe Simpson and Chip Caray. Welcome to Busch Stadium. So far, so good for Braves fans. The Atlanta team has really pounded the Cardinal pitching staff tonight, and the bats have finally awakened on a May night in St. Louis.
And a lot of singles, too. You know,
Yes.
It's not a lot of extra base hits for these 11 runs.
And John Smoltz, with the offensive support behind him, starts Ray Lankford out with a strike. Lankford singled and scored his last time up. He's 1 for 2. The Cardinals picked up all 3 of their runs in the 4th. Breaking ball lined up the middle, base hit. Lankford slapped that one to center. Nixon up quickly. The throw to second, not in time. For many, many years, the Cardinals have had speedsters in the top of their order. Ray Lankford, no exception.
And this is what the turf will do for you also, especially new turf, the way it speeds into the gaps once it gets through the infield. Not much on the throw from Nixon since he was leaning over toward right field to get it, and Lankford can fly.
Ozzie Smith stands in, takes high, 1-0.
And I believe that's the way this inning started last time around. Lankford getting on first time up.
You're right, he singled and scored. Ozzie Smith singled last inning. He's 1 for 2. High pop on the infield. Will it stay in play for Berryhill? He's back toward the screen, but it's in the camera well behind home plate. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, you think about this Cardinal franchise. They didn't develop Lou Brock, but they got him in that trade with the Chicago Cubs. They've had Lou Brock. They've had Willie McGee, Vince Coleman, Lankford now. I mean, just a tremendous history of developing speedy ball players to play in this very spacious AstroTurf field here in St. Louis. The 1-1 lined up the middle, base hit. Langford will be able to crawl home. Ozzie Smith with his second hit in a row and his 6th RBI. And John Smoltz is laboring in a game that he shouldn't be laboring in. It's 11-4.
Yeah, you folks at home, make sure you've got a comfortable chair because we may be here a while. Cardinals not ready to give in just yet. Top 2 guys in the order do it again here in the 5th inning for the Cardinals, and it's now 11-4.
Still nobody out. Ozzie Smith at first and Felix Jose the hitter. He has struck out and reached and bounced into a fielder's choice. And he missed a fastball 0-1. That's what I'd like to see John do more of. Get ahead with a fastball, and if they hit it out of the ballpark, so be it. But when you hang breaking balls, you're just asking for trouble. Berenguer begins to loosen. Breaking ball. They say he went. So Smoltz may have gotten a break there. It's 0-2. Seven hits now for the Cardinals, 12 hits for the Braves. And the Atlanta team leads in the run category 11-4. Breaking ball. Did he go again? Yeah, he did, says Bruce Fremming, and Felix Jose can't believe it. Smoltz gets his 6th strikeout on a breaking ball.
Let's take another look and see if he actually got the bat extended. Oh, yeah. You'll see it from this angle. He goes well out in front of home plate. That's plenty.
So 1 out in the double play in order here as Pedro Guerrero stands in. He has struck out twice, both times swinging. High drive left center field. Long run, Ronnie Gant. Can he catch up? It's off the wall. And he plays the hop. Another run will score. Here comes the relay. It's nowhere near. And Pedro Guerrero drills the first pitch he sees into the gap. And it's 11-5. RBI number 10. Leo Mazzoni on his way to the hill. They want to get Smoltz through the inning so he can get the win.
Kind of tough to stay in there, though, when you're delivering high fastballs like that. And Guerrero is a very good high ball hitter. And he nailed that one. If it hadn't bounced so high off that wall, Gant and Lemke may have had a shot. That was Blauser making the relay. They may have had a shot at Ozzie. But it's an RBI and 11-5. And that's why you never stop when you've got a few runs. You have a big inning. You can't ever let up offensively. You just keep pounding away, and it's a good thing the Braves have done that here tonight.
After getting the Cardinals and by facing the minimum through the first 3 innings, Smoltz has given up now 5 runs, 8 hits. 2 doubles, a triple, the rest singles. He's also hit about it. So he is really fallen apart here in the last couple of innings, but his teammates have given him the lead. He's helped himself as well. And that tells the story.
And this may be his last opportunity here, the next 2 hitters, because Rafael Belliard is beginning to loosen up too. He would go in on a double switch since Blauser made the last out of the top half of the inning.
Jordan tripled home too. The ball skips away from Berryhill, not far enough for Guerrero to advance. He doesn't have good legs at all. And the crowd upset at him, and he may be upset at himself.
Well, I tell you what, Pete Guerrero it's amazing that he's played as long as he has. It's a miracle he ever got to the big leagues, because I was a teammate of his in Albuquerque one year where he made a slide at second base and had a compound dislocation of his left foot on a slide. People thought his career was over. Obviously it wasn't, but that along with some bad knees do not lend any speed to him.
The 1-0 in the dirt. Berryhill blocks that. That also hit off Jordan.
I don't know if Berryhill blocked it as much as Bruce Fremming might have.
Smoltz has 4 wild pitches on the year. He has yet to uncork one in this game. And the count now, 2 balls, no strikes. Bobby Cox will look down at the bullpen to see how Berenguer is progressing. Kent Merker starts to throw too.
Just when Bobby Cox thought he might have a laugher tonight, be able to relax a little bit and have some fun, things have gotten tighter. And you know he wants to have Smoltz stay out there and get the win, but he can't sacrifice the possibility of a win for that.
2-0, fly ball, foul, out of play. It's 2-1. Ryan Jordan 1 for 2 tonight. He has tripled home 2 runs. And he's also scored a run for the Cardinals.
I was talking to Don Baylor about him. He said that he's trying to talk about pitchers and their tendencies. And Jordan said, you know, I don't know any of these guys. I don't know what they throw. Don said, I'm going to get you a book.
2-1. Fought it off and into the crowd. That got somebody right in the head. One of the fans here went down like he was shot, trying to get out of the way. And let's hope that fan's all right. We saw one of those last night.
Looks like he's all right.
Oh, got him in the hand. He got it up in time. Yikes.
Don Baylor said he was going to buy Jordan one of those scouting books. Told him a little bit about some of these pitchers.
The 2-2. Breaking ball, reached for it and popped it up. Can Blauser make the play? He's back in short center field, calls everybody off, and makes the catch. So Jordan, trying to pull a pitch down and away, popped it up. And there's the second big out of the inning, and Todd Zeile, who snapped an 0 for 23 skid with an RBI single last time up, is the hitter. Pedro Guerrero, the runner at second for the Cardinals. They have scored twice in the inning. Smoltz trying to get out of it to qualify for the win. Fastball strike. That thing had some steam to it. 0-1. Smoltz has struck out 6. He's walked 1. He's hit 1. Breaking ball stayed up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Braves need this game to pull just a half game out of first place. The Reds were losers today. Chicago beat them 3-1. Breaking ball, a beauty. Zeile couldn't pull the trigger. It's 1-2. That was a nasty breaking ball.
Todd Zeile's problem, according to Don Baylor, is that he stands on the plate, but his first move is away from the plate. Watch how he steps away here. Steps in the bucket, opens up that hip. Already looking at John Smoltz as the pitch is on the way.
Did the same thing there, but just got enough of it to foul it off. It's still 1-2, and hitters fall into bad habits just like pitchers and everybody else. It's awfully tough to break out of them when you're in a game. You can hit balls in the cage all you want, but when you got a guy throwing at you 90 miles an hour, it's tough to react the right way. 2-2.
Well, I think what Baylor would like to see him do is either move back off the plate a little bit so that his first move is stepping into home plate. There's Don Baylor, who stood right on top of home plate himself and took a lot of pitches on the shoulder.
The pitch off the end of the bat, foul. Again, Zeile backing out and hitting it off the end of the bat like a cue ball.
Or if he doesn't move back off the plate, at least make that first step right back at the pitcher so that he doesn't give up the outside half of the plate.
The Russell Clarkson family from Jackson, Tennessee is here. They want to say hi to their friends and family in Lafayette, Georgia. Outside, it's 3-2.
Now Golema tells me that Don Baylor was hit a major league record 267 times by pitches.
Then why didn't he get a liniment endorsement?
And live to tell about it.
Right. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pete Guerrero at second. Fastball, he walked him for the second time in the game. Zeile came in 0 for 23, and Smoltz has walked him twice and given up a single. Second walk of the game for John. Runners first and second for Tom Pagnazzi, who was bounced to third and doubled. John can't stand prosperity tonight. It's been a wild outing. Even though the Braves are up 6 runs, it feels like the game's a lot closer than that. And Pagnazzi can make it closer if he launches one here. Right through there, 0-1. Activity again in the Cardinal bullpen. That's Chris Carpenter, a former Georgia Bulldog footballer, beginning to loosen. Upstairs, it's even. 1 ball, 1 strike. "24 pitches in the inning, 89 unofficially for Smoltz already. He threw 30 pitches last inning. The 1-1. Good breaking ball. He needed that pitch. It's 1-2.
It's been his best pitch this inning. Can't get his fastball down. Made a couple of good breaking pitches to Zeal before he walked him on fastball.
Guerrero the lead at second. Zeal the lead at first. The Braves are up 11-5, but the Cardinals threatening again. Breaking ball, fly ball deep toward left. Gant nearing the line. He's at the wall. That ball is foul. Pagnozzi just missed. It's okay to breathe now.
Hanging curve this time in his eyes. Great extension. Watch the effort by Ron Gant, though. He almost pulled this one back. Makes a great leap at the wall and hit right on top of the fence. And only a couple of feet from the pole. And that would have made it 11-8. Ooh.
So he hung the curveball there. Do you throw it away this time, or do you try to bust him with a fastball?
No, Pagnozzi's probably sitting on the fastball. If he's got any confidence at all, throw the curve again.
Fastball.
Got him anyway.
We got to guess up here sometimes too, and Smoltz gets out of it. 7th strikeout, but the Cardinals pick up 2 more on 3 hits and leave 2 on base. We've played 5 wild innings in St. Louis. The Braves are up by 6. And the rest of the American League just underway, or getting underway later on tonight. And Brian Hutter, the hitter, against Bob McClure. He takes inside 1-0. Brian today 1 for 3. He scored a run. He's knocked in a run. And he's ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Same 2 teams tomorrow as you look at Leo Mazzoni with John Smoltz. It's 3-0. What do you think he's telling him?
Well, those points he was making, he might run out of fingers when he starts telling him about what happened tonight. But at the worst, he's coming out with a win if the team can hang on.
Drill deep down the left field line, but it's hooking out of play. Jordan made that a close play in the corner. And it's 3-1. Well, on the positive side for John, first of all, he's got the lead. He's got 7 strikeouts. But offensively, he's played well too. 2 out of 3, 2 singles. He scored a run. Maybe that's been his problem. He's been too prolific with the bat.
Maybe.
It's a theory. Who knows? The pitch. Hunter walks to lead off the 6th inning.
There we go again.
Yep. Walk number 2 for McClure. And the Braves have another leadoff man aboard.
That'll drive a manager crazy when his team is offensively just battling tooth and nail to try to get back into a ball game, and then have somebody go back out to the mound and start walking people.
But the Braves will certainly take the help. Berryhill stands in, takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Berryhill, a 3-run homer back in that big 3rd inning, which the Braves scored 6 times. Damon now with 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. Off-speed pitch of some sort drops in there for a strike.
And you can say that about 98% of the time when McClure throws a pitch that it's off speed. Once in a while he'll keep a hitter honest with the fastball.
The 1-1 down that 3rd base line, just foul. Berryhill's high in Major League home runs in a season is 7, set back in 1988. Last year with the Cubs he hit 5. So he is well ahead of his major league pace.
The thing he's doing this year is that he's hitting his home runs with guys on. He's already got, I know, at least 2 3-run homers.
1 ball, 2 strikes. It's 2-2. Let's see, of Berryhill's 4 home runs, 1 has come right-handed. 3 have come left-handed. Those were his first left-handed home runs since 1989 in the major leagues. Interesting. The 2-2. Off speed, popped him up a mile high on the infield. Ozzie Smith is there for out number 1. Ozzie Smith came into this game needing just 6 assists to reach 7,000 in his career. He's got 2 so far tonight, so he needs 4 more. He would become the 6th major league shortstop to do that, and 4 of those others have made it to the Hall of Fame, and I'm certain that man will as well. Here's Lemke. Found to the screen. 0-1. Lemke 1 for 3. He's singled and scored back in the 5th.
Mark's having more success right-handed. He's now 4 for 14 batting right-handed, and left-handed coming in he was only hitting 200.
The 0-1 lined up the middle, base hit. Lemke 2 for 2 against McClure. Hunter stops at second base. Boy, it looked like McClure almost balked on that pitch. He almost stopped in mid-delivery, just like Juan Augusto. He really hesitated, and it was very noticeable.
When he goes into a stretch, it's like pushing the pause button on your recorder, because he does almost stop. It's a very good move, very tough to read if you're a base runner, because a lot of times you'll go into that kick and you expect him to go home, and all of a sudden the first baseman's tagging you.
And John Smoltz will be allowed to hit here. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Fastball, fly ball on the right side.
I'm surprised.
Me too. He's got that average up to 286, but he has really labored on the mound. 92 pitches through 5 innings.
He must have talked his way back into this one. I really thought Bobby was going to make a change between innings.
Change up almost hit him. It's 1-1.
In fact, Cox had his lineup sheet out, was making some marks on it, making some notes, and I thought he was already penciling in some changes, but obviously not. And you can see it's still a pretty clean lineup back there.
The 1-1. 2-1. The Braves have him at first and second, and there's the lineup card.
The one he carries in his back pocket, though, is the one where his official lineup that he was making the marks on, and he had his little pencil out doing the notes.
Downstairs, 3 balls and a strike. Otis Nixon waits on deck. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. He's also walked. A long look at Jimmy Williams by John Smoltz. And the 3-1. High drive toward right. They gave him the green light. Jose backs up. Hunter will tag at second. There's the catch and the tag, and he throws it to the cutoff man.
Chip, you could have tagged up and gone to third this time. After Jose overthrew everybody last inning trying to throw out Ron Gant going to third, you knew he was going to make sure he didn't overthrow anyone this time. And Brian Hunter made it easily.
So the Braves have him now at the corners with 2 outs. And Otis Nixon.
I understand you can fly.
Yeah, as soon as I get my ticket at the counter. That's the only way. Nixon has had a good night, as you saw. And he's out in front there. 0-1. Nixon now 13 for 19 against right-hand, or as a right-hand hitter. 13 for 19. With 2 singles and 3 official at-bats tonight. Off speed, pops away from Pagnazzi, not far enough for anyone to advance. And Otis now has his average up to 421. Brian Hunter, your runner at third. There's Bob McClure, the Cardinal left-hander, the third St. Louis pitcher. The 1-1. Off speed, bounces up there.
That last move by McClure made Lemke go back to the bag, and what McClure will do sometimes is he'll make a big turn with his shoulder to make you think he's coming to first, but just bring his knee back behind the plane of the rubber, not his foot.
Sidearm. Nixon didn't go, and he's ahead in the count. 3-1. Terry Pendleton waiting next.
But even with a runner at third base, Lemke's got to be very careful at first.
Well, if you're Nixon with Zeal playing back, would you dare lay down a bunt here?
No, I'd swing away. The way he's swinging the bat against left-handed pitchers.
They let him swing away, pops it up. Pagnozzi gives chase, throws the mask away, and makes the catch. And the inning is over.
No, I think I'd bunt.
No runs, a hit. No errors, 2 men left on base. We move to the bottom of the 6th. The Braves in front big. Braves, Luis Alessia leading things off for the Cardinals. And he check swings and fouls it off 0-1. Surprised, I guess is the word, that John Smoltz is still in there, but he's still battling.
You know, in the American League, you'd see this a lot. Pitcher doesn't hit, DH, even if he's struggling, the fact that the pitcher's spot never comes up to hit, see him in there a lot.
Chop toward second, Lemke in, up, firing. And John gets the leadoff man for the first time in 2 innings. 1 down in the 6th. And Bernard Gilkey will be the pinch hitter for Bob McClure. So Gilkey, the pinch hitter, closed the book on McClure. 2 innings, 2 runs, both earned, 5 hits, no strikeouts, and 2 walks. And former Georgia Bulldog Chris Carpenter will be the new pitcher in the 7th. But first things first, as Bernard Gilkey, another fleet-footed outfielder, will pinch hit here with 1 out. Gilkey at .288, no homers, 3 RBIs. This is his 5th pinch hit appearance. He is 0 for 4.
And 0 for 2 lifetime against John Smoltz.
Gilkey from University City, Missouri. I'm sure it's a dream of his always to play for the Cardinals, and here he is, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Pete Van Wieren off covering the NBA playoffs on TNT, and he'll rejoin us sometime within the next week, we imagine. And we look forward to seeing Pete again. High drive toward right field. Justice breaking back shy of the track, runs to a spot and makes the catch. 4 out number 2. So maybe John getting a little bit of a rejuvenation bug here. He set down the first 2 men in the 6th, and the top of the order now hits with 2 outs.
Well, I know he got an earful from Leo Mazzoni when he went to the dugout last inning, and he had a chat with Bobby Cox, who put both hands on John's shoulders. Maybe they just gave him a good shake, shook the cobwebs out, maybe it settled him down.
Steve Reich 0-1. Langford 2 for 3. He has singled, he has doubled, he has scored twice. Unofficially, Smoltz had thrown 35 pitches through the first 3 innings, as that one misses outside. In the 4th and 5th inning combined, he threw 58. And in this inning, he has now thrown 5. And the count now, 2 balls and a strike. It's 11-5 Atlanta. 2-2.
That's a good fastball. It's a good fastball to Pagnozzi to end the inning before. Hit something on it.
The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball up the middle, base hit. 2-out hit for Langford, who's 3 for 4. Hit number 9 for the Cardinals. And Ozzie Smith, the hitter.
Langford could hit every inning. He may never make an out.
You're right.
He had 15 stolen bases, or second in the league to Marquise Grissom, who has 16.
And Ozzie Smith 2 for 3. 2 singles, 2 runs, and an RBI, and a throw to first. Close play. This game is not over by any stretch of the imagination. The Braves are up by 6 runs, but give these Cardinals some credit. They could have mailed it in after they were down 9-0, but they've scored 5 times in their last 2. Again to first, and again Langford back.
And John Smoltz knows too that Joe Torre, down 6 runs with his fastest runner out there, is not wouldn't think twice about sending Langford, who has a huge lead, almost both feet almost out on the carpet.
Another throw, and he gets back with a dive. Joe Torre, even with 2 outs, can do a lot of things here. He can send him on a straight steal. He can play hit and run as Ozzie Smith makes great contact with the ball. And if Ozzie could shoot one through the gap, the Cardinals could perhaps steal a run here.
Get 1 foot close to the carpet, you're doing good. Langford's got his left foot resting against the cutout.
He fakes. Ozzie Smith rips it foul. And Smoltz ahead 0-1. The Braves bullpen is silent at the moment. But they might have to get busy again if Ozzie Smith reaches.
Look at that lead.
Breaking ball. Oh, what a pitch. 0-2. That is a major league breaking ball. Ozzie Smith.
Saw that Langford was going back to first too on the first move Smoltz made. Could be that lead that he's taking is just a one-way lead. We'll find out.
The 0-2 pitch forthcoming from Smoltz. Slap foul. That's what Ozzie's going to do now. He's going to protect the plate and just slap it away until he gets a pitch to hit.
And because he's behind in the count, and because Ozzie himself, pretty good leadoff man, it wouldn't be a bad time to run. If you get thrown at, you still have Ozzie leading off the next inning.
Had him leaning, but Smoltz's pickoff play was high.
It almost appears to be just that, just a one-way lead, though. Chip, it's maybe changing now with Bucky Dent going through the signs, but as soon as Smoltz makes a move, he is ready to go back to first base.
Again, the 0-2. There he goes. Pitch high. Berryhill's throw is a good one in time. No. Langford stole it. His 16th. A close play. A good throw from Berryhill, but not in time to get the speedy Langford.
And really, this lead is the difference. Good crossover step. Good pitch for Berryhill to throw on target. But the hand gets in before the tag gets there. And maybe that huge lead was the difference.
3 steps before Smoltz got rid of the ball, and Berryhill, give him credit, made it closer than perhaps it should have been.
And a good call, too, by Greg Bonet.
The 1-2 pitch looped toward left. On comes Gant, still coming, calls everybody off and makes the catch. So Smoltz gets out of trouble in the 6th inning, his easiest inning in a while, and the Braves still lead it 11-5. As we move to the top of the 7th, it's time now for tonight's Aflac trivia question. And the question is, what player, as in who, holds the major league record for most total bases in one game? That's the question. We'll have the answer for you in the bottom half of inning number 7. And a familiar face for Georgia Bulldog fans, Chris Carpenter, the former Georgia All-American in football and baseball, becomes the 4th St. Louis pitcher of the night. He's had a good year out of the bullpen for the St. Louis team. This is his 15th game of the year. 9 strikeouts, 3 walks, the league hitting .214 against him. Chris out of Gainesville, Georgia. Graduated from Gainesville High School in 1983. Gainesville High has produced some pretty good major league players. Tommy Aaron, Jody Davis, Billy Lothridge, and now Chris Carpenter. And he faces Terry Pendleton, who hits lefty for the first time tonight and takes a strike. 0-1. Chris, 27 years old. April 5th was his birthday. He was the first-round draft pick of the Cardinals in the 1987 draft. Steer Reich, 0-2. Carpenter pitched on that Georgia team that also had Derek Lilliquist, a former Brave. And Terry Pendleton with a beef at home plate.
Now, after he checked his swing, I thought there was going to be an appeal, but Bruce Fromming said, I don't need an appeal. You went around.
The 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. Pendleton tonight, 2 out of 3, 2 singles, an RBI, 2 runs scored, a walk.
Joe Coleman likes his bullpen. He likes the arms he's got down there. They all throw pretty hard. Carpenter also has a pretty good forkball he mixes in with that sidearm delivery. The They've been doing a good job out of the pen for Joe Torre.
Pendleton digs back in, the 2-2. Breaking ball, little tap. Carpenter fields his position well and throws Terry out. Now I wonder if Carpenter and Brian Jordan bring a football to a game and practice their kick returns. Carpenter was a punter in college. Jordan a defensive back, but with his speed I'm sure he could return kicks. They could have a punt, pass, and kick competition between themselves. Probably win it.
Maybe they just run patterns and get Dion out there to play defense, and he and Jordan could take turns.
Here's Gant. One out in the Atlanta 7th inning. Gant tonight 1 for 4, a single, 2 RBIs. He has scored twice. He is still waiting for home run number 100 in his career. Breaking ball, fly ball to left, got under it. Jordan in his tracks in a couple of steps. And Carpenter has retired the first 2 men he's faced. And he'll face Braves right fielder David Justice here. David has had a productive night. He's 2 for 3. A single, a double, an RBI, a run scored. Every Braves player has tallied a base hit except Jeff Blauser, but he has 2 runs batted in.
And a base hit here would get Justice over the Mendoza line. Get him at 203.
He's at 190 now. And he takes low, 1 ball, no strikes.
He was talking with Clarence Jones before the ball game in the clubhouse, just sitting across the table from each other, doing a lot of talk about how he was going into the ball, how he was striding into the ball. And I've noticed tonight between each at bat he comes and sits next to CJ and talks about the last swing.
That's drilled deep toward right center field. Long run for Jose, but he slows down and makes the catch. Even though Justice made out, he hit that ball hard, and Carpenter does his job and gets the Braves in order. We move to the bottom of the 7th. Atlanta by 6. Trivia question: which player holds the major league record for most total bases in a game? And here's your answer: Joe Adcock, 18. Man, 4 homers and a double in 1 game. That's some game. Felix Jose leads it off against Smoltz here in the 7th. Jose is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. And he's in a hole 0-2.
Well, he's had a lot of check swings tonight too, hasn't he? He was called out on strikes last time up against Smoltz on some breaking balls. Couldn't get out of the way of that fastball. And for a guy who's been swinging the bat so red hot, he's been very indecisive tonight.
Breaking ball drilled down the right field line. That's going to be trouble. It's off the wall. Jose rounds first. He's on his way to second. A lead-off double in the 7th for Felix Jose, his 3rd double of the year.
He wasn't indecisive on this one, was he? Breaking ball down and in, which is his strength left-handed, and he just dropped the head of the bat down there and golfed that one off the wall. So he continues his hitting streak.
Juan Berenguer in the bullpen. There's Rafael Belliard, who checked in as well to begin the inning. For Jose now, that's a 10-game hitting streak. And Guerrero takes a strike. He has struck out twice. He has doubled home a run. Ten hits now for the Cardinals. 13 for Atlanta. Swing and a miss. Boy, he had a big cut. Just did miss it. He's got Guerrero in a deep hole, 0-2. Breaking ball low. It's 1-2.
Saw Pete Guerrero tonight, talked to him for the first time in a long, long time, and I said, you know, if it weren't for you, my rookie card would be worth something these days. He and I are on the same card together, and he didn't buy that.
Bouncing ball toward third. Pendleton looks the runner back, throws across in time for out number 1. So Guerrero can't advance Jose. Grounds out 5-3. 1 out now for Brian Jordan. Jordan 1 for 3. Tripled home 2 in the 4th. His second triple of the year, his 12th and 13 runs batted in. He now leads their team in RBIs, and he hasn't started all that many games. Breaking ball popped him up. Right side. Lemke out. Makes the catch. 2 down. Smoltz has rebounded nicely from the leadoff double. And Jordan 1 for 4, and Todd Zeile, who snapped out of that 0 for 23 slump, stands in.
Did you see Brian Hunter out there directing traffic for Lemke and Justice? He'd gone all the way out there. He followed Lemke out there to make sure there were no miscommunication.
And here's Zeile. He has walked twice. He has singled once. He has knocked home his first run since April 22nd. And he's behind 0-1. Zeile began the night at 198. His average back up to 206. It's as if Smoltz is now going to that breaking ball exclusively here, trying to get through this inning. His fastball has been flat at times, and it's really gotten him in trouble. Line to right. That's trouble if it's fair. It is, and it is. Justice knocks it down. A run will score, and Zeile 2 for 2. RBI number 14, is second of the night, and that's going to do it for John Smoltz.
And the leadoff man, every time he's been aboard against Smoltz, has scored tonight. This time after the double by Jose, he comes around on the clutch hitting there of Zeile, who appears to be back the way he's going to the opposite field tonight.
Bobby Cox has already made the motion toward the bullpen. Juan Berenguer in for the Braves. Smoltz gave the Braves a good outing tonight, but he couldn't get through the 7th inning. But he leaves in front 11-6 here in St. Louis. John Smoltz with a strong outing tonight, but a weird looking line score for him. 6 2/3 innings. He's surrendered 11 hits, 6 runs so far. The runner at first, his responsibility. And Juan Berenguer on for the Atlanta team. There are his numbers on the season. Berenguer, his 15th time out there. 11 strikeouts, 6 walks. He's given up 4 earned runs. And Tom Pagnozzi will hit. I mentioned about Chris Carpenter, all those big leaguers who came from Gainesville High School. I mentioned Tommy Aaron. The Cardinal media guide incorrectly lists the Tommy Aaron. It's Tommy Aaron, the golfer, not the baseball player that graduated from Gainesville, so I apologize for the mix-up. And thanks to Bill Hartman back in Atlanta for giving us a buzz and setting us straight. Pagnozzi looks for his second hit of the night. And Berenguer coming in throwing strikes. That's good to see. He struggled his last time out there.
Yeah, but he's only allowed just 1 earned run in his last 13 appearances. That covers a 15 2/3 innings pitched space, and he's had a better fastball in the last 5 or 6 outings, and that's what's made him effective.
The 0-2 swing popped away from Berryhill. The runners are going to advance. Tough break. Berenguer got the strikeout. Berryhill couldn't hang on. So the Cardinals get an extra out.
This could go as either a wild pitch or a pass ball, but I think this one will go as a pass ball. It hit off either Damon's wrist or the heel of his glove. Oh, that's a bad call if it goes as a wild pitch, and that's what the official score called it. Should have been a pass ball.
So give Berenguer the wild pitch. Runners first and second now for Luis Alicea, who's 0 for 2. He's also been hit by a pitch. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. So Berenguer gets the strikeout. But the Cardinals get an extra out, and they have him at first and second. And now they've changed that scoring to a pass ball. Gerald Perry on deck for the Cardinals. High and tight, 2-0.
Boy, just a split second longer. If Berenguer takes a look back at Belliard, they've got Zeal picked off second. Raphael made a quick move in behind him, and they had Zeal nailed.
2 balls, no strikes to the Cardinals second baseman here. Drilled down the right field line. That's the second time he's done that tonight. But he has yet to straighten it out. It's 2-1.
We can talk about a tough wall to play. Those fans down the right and left field line. Anything that comes off that concrete down there comes off with a little speed on it. Watch this. Turn your back to the infield and watch your lips. Ooh.
This little guy Alicea hit 8 home runs for Louisville back in 1989. That's the most as a professional. He's only 5'9", 177 pounds, but he turns on the ball all right, doesn't he? And a ball had gotten loose by the Cardinal dugout. One of the Cardinals popped out and picked it up. 2-1 the count.
Only after Bruce Froman scolded all of them for not getting it.
Zeal, your runner at second. Pagnazzi at first. High pop. Will it stay in play? Long run down by that Cardinal bullpen. Brian Hunter gives chase, leans in, but it's too far away from him. And it's 2-2. Justice trots back to right. Hunter and Lemke back to first and second. And the count now 2-2. 11-6 the score here in the 7th inning. Braves led this one 9-0. He just did lay off. Gerald Perry, the former Brave, would pinch hit next for Chris Carpenter. Down low, he walked him. The bases are loaded. So Perry hits with the bases loaded. First walk for Berenguer.
Chip, obviously he'd have been out of the inning with the strikeout. Pass ball got away from Berryhill and it extended the inning, but Juan's got to bear down now and get out of this inning before any more damage is done. He had the 8-hole hitter up there and walked him, but Alicea has been swinging the bat a little better, pulling some, but again, it's some of the guys that have been struggling with the bat that are doing the most damage. Alicea came in hitting 120. He's aboard again.
Gerald Perry at 257, 1 for 10 in a pinch with an RBI. Berenguer works off the set. Missed outside, 1-0. (11-6) our score. And 2 innings of baseball left here in St. Louis. The 1-0. Ripped to right field. Base hit. 1 run is in. Another run's going to score. Here comes Alicea. He's got the green light. A double by Perry clears the bases. It's 11-9. Is charged to Smoltz, and here's the pitch.
Fastball right down the middle. The thing about this is when you got a big lead on a ball club, you don't give the Cardinals in this instance extra outs, and that's what the Braves have done here on the strikeout pass ball. They gave them an extra out. Cardinals make them pay. Gerald Perry collects the 3-run double, and suddenly it's only a 2-run game.
Close the book on Smoltz. 6 2/3 innings, 7 runs all earned, 11 hits, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. He still can't win it, but Juan Berenguer's got to put out the fire here and hope the Braves are able to score some more runs. And Gerald Perry has come up lame for the Cardinals. Joel Torre and Gene Gieselman out to check him out. They don't need another injured.
No, they just put one other guy on the disabled list today, Rex Hudler.
The Cardinals have had 10 different guys on the DL this year. I don't know what happened to Perry, and it must have been something while he was running.
I'm not even looking. He wasn't limping. He pulled something on the swing.
Now Bruce Fleming out to check things out and see what the deal is. Well, let's take another look. We've got an angle. We'll see if we can find out what happened. The ball was ripped. He really got some big-time leverage on it. He stumbled out of the box. He's running all right there.
He started pull up right there, though. Before he got to first base, he was already pulling up and more or less limped his way into second, but it looks like he's going to stay in the ballgame. Whatever he did, apparently it wasn't enough to keep him out of there. He's going to try it.
So he's at second base. Keep that in mind that he's not running well if the Cardinals scald a single to the outfield. And Langford the hitter.
And Langford's hit in each of the last 3 innings. He's had a hit in each of the last 3 innings. This would be incredible. 4 hits in 4 straight innings if he does it here.
And Joe Torre's not taking chances. I think this is a smart move. You mentioned the fact this guy's been hot tonight. Omar Olivares, tomorrow's starter for the Cardinals, will pinch run, and listen to the applause for Gerald Perry. And that's a big play, because if the Cardinals single here, you might be able to score the run. With Perry lame, you might have to pull him up and need another 2-out hit.
I don't know if Olivares runs anything like we saw Nagel run in Pittsburgh. It may be an advantage Braves. Nagel, you may remember, was picked off the other night in that 16-inning ball game.
So more 2-out trouble here. Langford stands in. 11-9 the score. Berenguer misses. 1-0. Juan struggling again. He pitched last in Pittsburgh in that 4-2 Atlanta win. He gave up a single, a double, hit a batter, loaded the bases before Mike Stanton came on and saved the day. The 1-0. High pop on the infield. Will it stay in play? Pendleton in foul territory, and the inning is over. But the Cardinals score 4 more. We've played 7 in St. Louis. Braves 11, Cardinals 9.
Check the Delta scoreboard and see if anybody else scored this many runs today. Chicago over Cincinnati 3-1. Frank Castillo got his first win. Bud Black lost his first start for the Giants today. Dave Magadan homered in the 9th to beat the Dodgers. Barry Bonds hit his 9th home run for the Pirates, and Zane Smith threw a shutout. And also the Padres are winners. Craig Lefferts picks up his 3rd win. Myers the save, his 8th for San Diego. And in the American League, Roger Clemens with the shutout. Ron Darling picked up a win for Oakland. Baltimore a winner at home again. Tough at home. And in Minnesota, it's all Twins, 10-5 over Cleveland. Texas on top of Milwaukee in the 6th. California on top early in the 2nd inning, in Detroit 1-0 in the 2nd as well.
Rafael Belliard leads things off against right-hander Mike Perez, who is the 5th Cardinal pitcher of the night. You'll look at Perez's numbers here. He's 6 feet tall, 187 pounds, from Puerto Rico. He split time between the Cardinals and Louisville last year. He has pitched very well this year. 2 balls, no strikes to Belliard. It'll be Belliard, Hunter, and Berryhill here. Three and 0. The last thing the Cardinals want here is a leadoff walk. And the 3-0. Right through there, 3-1.
Remember early in the game when I told you still got to keep swinging and
Yes.
pouring it on over there?
I'm learning every day.
You never have enough.
3-2. Yeah, 1 point over on the radio. I said, well, let's save a couple of these runs for the rest of the series. It's not supposed to be this tough, huh? He rallies and strikes out Belliard. First strikeout. Cardinal pitchers have now set down 6 men in a row.
And he came back and got him with fastballs. And threw that one right by Raphael.
So 1 out in the 8th. And Sid Bream will pinch hit for Brian Hunter. And undoubtedly will stay in the game at first. Sid Bream has an 8-game hitting streak. He's 10 for his last 23. And on the year hitting .239. Breaking ball misses up and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
He mixes that breaking ball with a good stiff fastball that you saw him throw to Belliard. And he too, like Carpenter, has a fork ball.
Fastball popped him up left side. Zeal and Ozzie Smith. Look at Ozzie Smith cover ground out there. He's amazing. Seven straight retired by the Cardinals, and here's Damon Berryhill. It's 11-9, 11-13-0 for Atlanta, 9-12-2 for the Cardinals. The Braves led this game 9-0 at one point. St. Louis scored 3 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 4 in the 7th. And they hit last, and the heart of their order due up in the 8th. Breaking ball again, stays away, 1-0. Starvin Marvin. 3 men up in the bullpen. Line deep toward right field. Long run. Jose runs to a spot shy of the track. 1, 2, 3. The Braves down in the 8th. We go to the bottom half. The heart of the Cardinal order due up. It's 11-9 Braves. Joe Simpson, Chip Carey with you. And Ozzie Smith, Felix Jose, and Pete Guerrero will hit against Juan Berenguer.
And the Braves pitchers have not had a perfect inning since the 3rd. In fact, John Smoltz had retired first 9 men he faced thanks to a pickoff after a walk. But no perfect innings since then.
And it's Ozzie Smith against Pete Guerrero. Lifetime entering this series 2 out of 6. Ozzie's been busy tonight. 2 for 4. Shows bunt. Takes strike. 0-1. 2 singles, 2 runs, and RBI for Ozzie Smith, who wants to get aboard and set the table for the Cardinals' big guns. Swing and a miss. 0-2. It would be nice for the Braves to get the leadoff man in an inning. They've done it once since the 3rd. Berenguer working too quickly, and Ozzie Smith steps out. Sid Bream has stayed in the game, by the way, playing first base. Lemke's at second, Belliard short, Pendleton at 3rd. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's kind of like Ozzie's first at bat tonight when he struck out. He was behind in the count, and he was already wading his way over to first base as he was getting ready to swing.
Backing out again, 2-2. On deck, Felix Jose, who's 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. He was 3 for 4 last night. Look out, everybody.
Let's get those guys some shin guards over there in the camera well. Hang loose. Dave Sonnenberg over there will get you some gear later.
2-2 to the Cardinals shortstop, Ozzie Smith. Ahead 0-2. Berenguer's run at full.
That's almost a situation where you see the ball bounce away from the catcher. You want to swing as an afterthought and then run to first just to get on.
Bobby Cox hoping the Cardinals can get the leadoff man. On strikes. But Berenguer loses him. Second walk. And the tying run comes to the plate. Felix Jose.
Well, I didn't think you would ever have to say those words back in the third inning when it was 8-0, or in the end of the fourth, top of the fourth, when it was 9-0.
But we are saying it, and here's Jose. 1 for 4 with the double. 1 homer. 8 RBIs. He is 1 for 4 lifetime against Juan Berenguer. 41,000 again in St. Louis, hoping for a miracle. The pitch. Steve Reich, 0-1. Juan's gotten ahead of a lot of hitters. He just hasn't been able to finish them off. The big Cardinal right fielder digs in. Missed outside. It's 1-1.
It was 9-0 early, but the record, the National League record for most runs overcome to win is 11. And that was set by the Cardinals back in 1952 and tied by the Philadelphia Phillies back in 1976.
They're shooting off fireworks under the Gateway Arch. The Cardinals hope to create some of their own here. Close play at first. Ozzie back. There are the fireworks.
Let's hope they stay out there. We've seen enough of them in here tonight.
Well, it's a beautiful shot. The arch in the background. The 1-1. Strike, says Bruce Fleming. Jose disagrees. 1-2.
All right, he's ahead again in the count. He lost Ozzie. Couldn't get his fastball down. We saw Jose rip a good breaking ball from Smoltz for his hit last time up, a double down and in. Don't want to go back there.
The 1-2. Just missed. It's even 2-2.
Everybody thought that was a strike.
Smith, your runner at first.
He's got a big lead.
The 2-2. There he goes. Swing, line drive, deep toward left. Get on the run. He's at the track, at the wall. That ball is out of here.
Well, I told you back in the fifth inning, if you had a comfortable chair, you might want to find one. We might be here a while. Well, we might be here a long time. Felix Jose got a fastball and hit it to the opposite field for the home run, the 2-run tying home run.
And the fireworks outside the stadium continue, and the fireworks inside just beginning for the Cardinals. The Braves have blown a 9-0 lead. The Cardinals have tied it with a 2-run homer in the 8th. And Marvin Freeman is on for the Atlanta team here in St. Louis.
And Juan Berenguer
Braves up 9-0 have squandered the lead here in St. Louis. The game now tied at 11. There's the hero so far, Felix Jose, a 2-run homer. The big play, of course, was the home run, but an even bigger play, the leadoff walk to Ozzie Smith. And Marvin Freeman on for the second straight night. He picked up his first save last night. He tries to shut the door here. And he misses to Pete Guerrero, 1-0.
Words were exchanged, too, from when Juan Berenguer left the field. He was having words with home plate umpire Bruce Froemming.
Breaking ball, strike. It's 1-1. Yeah, I think the 2-2 pitch to Jose was one he thought was a strike.
Yep. And even though he was out of the game and walking through the dugout, Froemming was motioning with his hand to go on and get out of the dugout.
The 1-1. Bouncing ball third. Pendleton big hop. Long throw. Will skip it over there. And there's the first out in the 8th.
You know, to their credit, a lot of the fans here, 41,975 in attendance, and most all of them are still here, even though they had good reason to leave in the top of the 4th inning.
Big Lee Smith starts to throw in the Cardinal bullpen. We said before, you don't want to get in that Cardinal bullpen down a run or tied with Worrell and Smith down there. But the Braves have done that, and here's Jordan. Brian Jordan 1 for 4, a triple, 2 runs knocked in. He has scored 1. St. Louis scored 3 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 4 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. Berenguer has been victimized for 4 in an inning, or a third of an inning of work. Fouled back this way. It's 1-1. John Smoltz started it. Staggered through 6 2/3, giving up 7 runs. He'll get the no decision. And Rayon Cormier gets off the hook. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Cormier was shelled for 8 runs, 7 earned in 2 1/3 innings for the Cardinals. But he has lived a charmed life tonight, and that makes up for a disappointing no decision he took in his previous start. The 1-2 from Freeman. Line down the left field line. That's trouble. Jordan streaks around first. He's on his way to second. There he stands with 1 out.
He already had a triple tonight. Now he's got a double to go with it. His 7th of the year. Split finger pitch, and look how he went down after it. Nice at bat by Jordan. Top hand came off the bat. He was fooled a little bit, but he still stayed back enough, kept his hands back enough to get the double, get into scoring position for what would be the go-ahead run.
And Zeal has a chance to go from the GOAT to the hero in one night. He's 2 for 2, 2 RBIs. He's walked twice. He's broken out of that 0 for 23 skid. Upstairs from Freeman, 1-0. The Cardinals have staggered off the deck. Mike Stanton begins to throw. Only 1 out in the 8th inning. Breaking ball of beauty. It's 1-1. In the Braves 9th, Atlanta will send Lemke the pitcher spot and then Nixon to the plate. But first things first, the Cardinals have the potential winning run at second base. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. That thing was up and Zeal missed it. 1-2.
When you think about it, if there is an advantage right now for the Braves, it would be the fact that this is only the 3rd pitcher of the night for Atlanta. Second guy out of the pen. Joe Torre, on the other hand, at least by my count, the ones I could come up with are Worrell and Lee Smith that are left down there. And Perez still in the game.
1 ball, 2 strikes. He got it. Fork ball. First strikeout for Freeman, and it's a biggie. It takes a 2-out hit.
Watch this pitch go down. Outstanding fork ball. No chance at all for Zeal. That's what made that double by Jordan so impressive, as he went down and got the pitch.
2 outs. The go-ahead run at second base for the Cardinals, and they will intentionally walk Pagnozzi here.
Bobby Cox playing the odds that even though he's got a right-handed matchup here, Alicea on deck is a left-handed hitter. Switch hitter, I beg your pardon.
Let's see.
Alicea was hitting 120, as I mentioned earlier, 120 coming in.
He's 1 for 11 as a righty. Berenguer might be pulled here. They might bring on Stanton and turn him around. We'll see if that's the case. Well, they're going to let him go. Lefty against righty here. They could have tried to turn Alicea around and make him hit righty, where he's hitting only .091, but as a lefty, a 128 hitter. So we'll see how this works out. Runners first and second. 2 outs. The lead runs in scoring position for the Cardinals. And now Freeman wants to chat things over with Berryhill.
Pitcher spot is due up next. Craig Wilson is out on deck if it gets that far. Marvin Freeman discussing things with Damon Berryhill to make sure they don't get that far this inning. Damon calling in Rafael Belliard. One of the things to keep in mind here with 2 outs and with Jordan's speed at second base, you can't let him just take any kind of lead he wants out there. You've got to try to give your outfielders a chance in the event of a base hit. And as quickly as the ball gets to the outfielders on this turf, they might have a chance at that guy, even though he can really run. But it's up to the infielders to keep him close.
2 men are out in the Cardinal 8th. They have scored twice. A leadoff walk and a 2-run homer by Jose has tied the game. Steve Reich, says Fleming, 0-1. Freeman's got that forkball working this evening. Mike Perez is the pitcher of record for the Cardinals at this point. Line drive, left field, base hit. Get in. Here's the throw. It's going to be close. They don't get him. The Cardinals take the lead, and Bobby Cox on his way to the plate.
Could he have gotten his foot in there without being tagged? That's just what I was talking about, though. They kept him pretty close at second. Ron Gant's throw was on the money. Somehow, some way, Jordan got his foot in there. Let's take another look. Good piece of hitting going with a pitch by Alicea. Here comes the throw. One hopper. He didn't even slide. Berryhill's got the plate blocked. He strides. Steps on his foot.
He stepped on his foot, not the plate.
He stepped on Berryhill's foot. Good job by Berryhill, who had to go into foul territory to catch the hop. He keeps his foot in front of the plate, and Jordan's foot steps right on Berryhill's foot. He was out. Jordan's foot never got to the plate. And there's the tag applied.
He's out, but Fleming calls him safe, and the Cardinals lead it 12-11. And Lee Smith warming in the bullpen. Here's Craig Wilson. Outside 1-0. Say what you want. The incorrect call was made, but the Braves have given up 5 runs in their bullpen in the last inning and 2/3. Check, swing, strike. 1-1.
There's been some pretty good hitting going on too, Chip.
You're right.
You know, Jordan hit a pretty good pitch. Alicea went with a pitch there. And Felix Jose didn't do too bad a job going the other way either.
Runners second and third on the throw to the plate. Swing, foul tipped. It's 1-2.
It's played into Joe Torre's hand perfectly. Got a pinch hitter up there for the pitcher. He's got Lee Smith ready to go.
Lee Smith hasn't blown a save opportunity since opening night against the Mets. And the Cardinals off the deck lead at 12-11. The 1-2. Breaking ball, strike 3. But the Cardinals score 3 in the 8th. The Braves need a run to tie in the 9th. St. Louis 12, Atlanta 11. After 8 innings, and they go to the bullpen once again and bring on one of the best in the business, Lee Smith, the big right-hander, 0-1 with 9 saves. The league hitting 180 against him. He has not blown an opportunity since opening night against the Mets.
He's only blown 13 saves since he came over to the Cardinals in 1990. He's number 3 all time with 321. Not an easy chore. Braves have really got to get off the deck here. Cardinals were able to do it down 9-0. This is unbelievable what's happened tonight.
Lemke to lead it off. Deion Sanders has grabbed a bat. He would pinch hit for the pitcher's spot. But first things first. The Cardinals were down 9-0 in the game. They lead 12-11. The Braves have 3 outs left. They have let this one slip by. Strike. Lee Smith with that nasty slider and the 90-plus mile-an-hour heater.
And there's nothing tricky. Here it is, hit it.
Lemke 0 for 3 lifetime against Smith. 1 ball, 1 strike. We showed that replay of Brian Jordan stepping on Berryhill's foot at the plate. He was out. But honesty compels you that 7 runs in the last 2 innings scored by the Cardinals is not the kind of pitching you need to win ball games. The 1-1. Bouncing ball right side. Alicea's got it. 1 down in the 9th.
You're right, Chip. You could go back to the book and there's all kinds of places you can circle and point out that if this happened or that happened, no way the Cardinals would have been able to come up with 12 runs and come back from a 9-0 deficit. But this is a team breakdown for this to happen, and it's a tough way to go down if Lee Smith's able to finish it off.
Sanders pinch hits in the 9th. Deion's numbers: 333, 2 homers, 4 runs batted in. He's 1 for 2 against Lee Smith. Otis Nixon on deck. Upstairs, 1-0. The Cardinals, excuse me, Joe, have retired 9 in a row.
And if Deion has a strength at the plate, it's of course the fact that he's a good fastball hitter.
They play him straight away in the outfield. Strike. 1-1. Mike Perez, the pitcher of record for the Cardinals. Marvin Freeman, the pitcher of record for the Braves. Lee Smith could pick up his 10th save.
Let's go, Lee.
1 ball, 1 strike. Line drive toward short. Ozzie Smith, backhanded play. Can he throw him out? That's why he's the wizard.
He's not going to go over 7,000 assists tonight, but this is a big one. A 1-hopper just in time. And it keeps what would be the tying run off the bases. Outstanding play.
The Braves have done their hitting early. The Cardinals have done it late. And Otis Nixon, the final hope. This could be a crushing loss. The Braves with a chance to move in a half game out. Nixon fouls it off trying to bunt. 0-1.
Enough can't be said for this Cardinal team either. You know, even when they got 3 runs in the 4th inning to make it 9-3, the Braves came right back with 2 in the top of the 5th. That really could have just put them away. That made it 11-3. The Cardinals could have said, okay, we gave it a shot. That's it tonight. But not so.
No balls and a strike to Nixon. 0-2. St. Louis 1 pitch away from one of the most unbelievable comebacks ever. Down 9-0. They are 1 strike away from winning 12-11. For the 3rd time on this road trip, the Braves have given one away. The Cardinals come back from 9-0 and win it 12-11. A stunned Atlanta bench looks on as the Cardinals celebrate a 1-run win. We'll be back with the totals and highlights right after this.
Your totals, and if you're an Atlanta Braves fan, it's read 'em and weep as they fall to 3-3 on this road trip after leading this ball game 9-0 early on and 11-3 at the end of 4.5. 12 runs, 15 hits, and 2 errors, and 9 men left on base for the Cardinals. 11 runs on 13 hits, no errors, and 8 men left on for the Braves. Winning pitcher is Mike Perez, who's now 4-0 on the year. Marvin Freeman takes the loss, his 2nd of the year against 2 wins. The save goes to Lee Smith, his 10th of the year, as he had a perfect 9th inning. 41,975 in attendance, and boy, did they go crazy on the comeback by the St. Louis Cardinals here at Busch Stadium. Our rain dance player of the game is Felix Jose. Jose tonight, 2 for 5, a double, a big 2-run home run in the 8th inning that tied it, and it was a bomb to the opposite field. And on a 2-2 pitch just before this, Juan Berenguer thought he had him struck out, but Jose